Hello, everybody, and thank you for tuning in again this week. Yeah, like I say, thank you very much. Like always, I push it to the limit all the time, coming on live. But yeah, thank you for coming on. Give me a second while I just put my fan on. It's a bit warm. And how is everybody? Is everyone okay? Yeah, still not turned it on, have I? Hello, AWL Exploration, welcome. Yeah, been quite a mad one for me this week. I met up with the Exploding Fighters. It was a mad night. It wasn't just them that turned up. There's quite a few that turned up. I'll tell you a bit more about it when there's more people in. So, yeah, don't forget to smash that like button. Hit the thumbs up or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, thank you very much. Just give me a second. That's better. Don't stand and show everything off. Just found out the zip was open. Yeah. Right, no worries. Right. Does anyone want to come up? If so, I'll put the link up now. Give me a second. Getting good at this now. Should be anyway. Hello Tracy, welcome in. There's a link there if anyone wants to come up and say hello and chat about whatever. Yeah. Oh. That fan's kicking in now. Oh, yeah. Been a crazy week. Not been sleeping much either. My sleep pattern's gone straight out the window for some reason. But I don't know why. But yeah, things are looking okay. Apart from that. So there's 9 of us in, but there's only 2 of you making comments. I wonder who's in. There could be new people, but all the best to everyone who's new. Oh, there's another one. Yeah, Beck's Abandoned Photography and Video. Nice of you to join us. I believe you're a new person. I've not seen you here before, I don't think. Welcome in. And if you're new to the chat, what I'll try and do is highlight everyone who comes up in the chat there. So it's like me saying hello if I'm busy talking or if someone else is talking. Hello, David Clark. Nice of you to share like you always do. Thanks very much. Twig1. Hi, people. Hello, Twig1. What I'm going to do is throw the link in the comments there. So if you want to come up, you can do. It's a free-for-all today, this week. So just give me a second. And let me do this now. That's it. And there's a link. All you got to do if you want to come up is hit the link there in the description and then just go through the little things it tells you what to do. It's very easy to come up. Yeah. Thanks to everyone for joining in. We're up to 11 people. Yeah, I've not been releasing videos because I've got something wrong with my computer. It's full. So I want to talk about that and some advice on that. Hello, Liam Kelly. Thank you. Seen you in Secret Vaults live stream before. Nice of you to join us. Let's highlight him, like I say. I'm trying to get everyone up who comes in. So, like, saying hello to everyone, and yeah, I've seen you. Yeah, this week it's been crazy. Basically, I had a phone call very late at night saying, right, we're going to meet up. Fancy meeting up now? I was like, well, it's a bit late, but yeah, definitely turn up. And when I turned up, there was quite a few. There's Herman Sherman, High Times, Luca, I think that's his proper name. Sorry if I got it wrong. Exploring Fighters, Sam and Jess, Secret Vault. I was there. So, like I say, there's quite a few of us that turned up that night. I did film some of it, but I've not processed it. Like I say, something wrong with my computer. My memory's full. Back to that one, but talk about that later. Like I say, I did, like I say, get a few bits and bobs. It was a crazy night. I don't think there'd be a video coming out, but if we managed to get there or get in or whatever, do what we went to do, it would have been a really big video, and yeah, it would have been excellent. But yeah, like don't always go to plan, so that's it. But at the end of the day, we did meet up, and respect to them for inviting us to do the location with them. So how is everybody? I hope everyone's okay and well. Oh, just let me close my door before my dog comes in my ears. He always does that, especially if he hears me talking or anything like that. Hello, Agsy. You okay? I've just been saying what's happened this week, and basically I met up with the Exploring Fighters and quite a few more, about 6 other people. It was a crazy night, and yeah, the boys in blue turned up, and yeah, they were all right though. But yeah, it was a good, interesting night. I have got some footage, but like I say, my laptop needs some external drive I'm thinking of putting on. So in a little while, I want to ask you a few questions if any of you know about external drives and how they work and stuff like that. So that I can start making videos again. Yeah, just let me get a drink. Thank you. The good old iron brew again. Hello to everyone who's just joined in. Thanks to everyone. Love iron brew, so do I. One of my favourites. Coke, I can't drink Coke really, it's a bit naff. Unless it's a cherry Coke. I love the cherry Coke one as well. Just getting text messages there. Got to ignore them. Should have left them on silent really. Nigel Thomas, evening all. Welcome into the channel and chat. We're just getting going. Basically tonight it's a free for all and just to chat about anything and this and that. But there is one thing I want to speak about is, like you're saying, is my laptop and some advice on that. So basically last week, like you've seen, I unboxed a DJI Pocket. I've had a play with that. I'm still learning how to use it, so yeah, it's a very interesting thing it is, because you can do so much different things. You can do panorama views and all sorts, time-lapse videos and stuff. Yeah, David Clark. Hello T420 Tom, nice of you to join us. Yeah, just been going on what's happened this week. Met up with fighters, been checking out my DJI Pocket, and just bits and bobs really. I've not been sleeping well, so my time pattern's gone right out the window. Does anyone want to come up? I'll post a comment so you can all come up, or whoever wants to come up. You know what to do, just hit the link in the description there in the chat and then follow the instructions, what it says on the screen basically. It's a free for all for tonight, so everyone can come up as long as they're having fun and being respectful to other people. Because it's all about fun. Yeah. Hello Urban Lad Yorkshire, nice of you to drop in. Yeah, if you want to come up, I've just dropped the link. I know you always come up, so don't have to explain how to do it to you, for you. You know, nice of you to see you. We're supposed to be meeting up this weekend. Who's this? Another new person. Hello, RB. Hello, let's see. David Clark, yep, everyone's introduced each other to everyone. Check everyone else's channel out. Possibly meeting up this weekend with quite a few YouTubers again. Weather holding, hopefully. I'm not going to see where we're going, but it should be another good one. And tomorrow, I am busy tomorrow as well. I'm meeting someone in Manchester somewhere. It's not anyone that I've mentioned today, but they have been on my live stream last week, so there's a clue. So yep, I'm just reading the comments there as everyone's going through. Everyone's just saying all things, not too bad. Yeah, so that's what I've been doing. So what have you been doing? Have you been anywhere or anything like that? I know there's a bit of a time delay on the chat because I've not got it on YouTube because you get a back feed. Has everyone been shy this week? No one wants to come up? Yeah, don't worry. It's alright if you don't want to. We'll sort something out. See how long we can go on for. Yeah. Getting cooled down now. Been making a chili con carne. Quite a spicy one. I throw a bird's eye chilies in it. It's not a bird's eye chili, the brand. It's a brand of chilies that have been grown in, I think it's Mexico they grow them, and they're quite spicy. So if you're not used to spicy chilies, that's one to stay away from. I would be on, but ain't been feeling myself. Yep, no worries, Tom. I'll get there well soon. What's up, Tom? Yep. Don't know what's up with Tom, but I hope he's alright. I hope he's not popped a whitehead. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Yeah, so it's been quite interesting. If you want, I can tell you what happened really, but I can't really say too much about what happened. Like I say, got a phone call quite late, about 10 o'clock, saying, well, not a phone call, but messages saying, do you want to meet up? If so, we'll meet up at this certain time at this location. So my sleep pattern's up the wall how it is already, so I said, right, I'll be there, yeah, definitely. And if you've been watching me Instagram, I've been I bumped into Exploring Fighters a couple of weeks ago, and then I sent them a message on their live stream, and they said, oh, they'll have to meet up with us. And then this week just gone, he said, oh, we met up and go to meet up again. So between last week and this week, we met up, and like we were saying, it wasn't just an exploding fight was there. There was Erman Sherman, Luca, High Times, Sam and Jess, Matthew Williams, Secret Vault, and I was there basically. And yeah, it was getting late, and we went to this location. And when we got to the location, we was there for about 10 minutes, and then the police pulled up basically. And basically, like I say, we was there 10 minutes. Police pulled up. We walked over to them, had a little chat. They told us to jib off because it's getting late now and people want to jib to bed. And if we move from here, they won't get mithered and they won't mither us. So we left basically. Had something to eat. Yeah. Then we went back and yeah, it was still a no-no. We still couldn't get in basically. So we just called it a night then because about 5 o'clock this was. So yeah, that's what happened. We got to meet up again and do a few more locations. I've got a couple of them to go to myself. Showed them a few pictures of them and they want to go there. So they're interesting. So there will be more videos coming up shortly. Proper videos, should I say. Once, like I say, my computer's sorted. So, yeah, that's what's happened. Also, I've been learning my DJI Pocket, how to use that. And it's amazing what it can do. It's a 4K camera. It does pictures, films, I can't say it now. Not paranormal, but yeah, them things where it takes after some pictures and puts it together. Yeah, panoramic video picture. That's it. Yeah, here's Barry Little. Hello, Barry Little. Nice of you to join us. Just explain about my DJI Pocket, what I've been doing with it. Not much really. I've done a couple of videos, but at first it's like 3 different modes where it's a follow mode, a fix mode, and there's some other mode, I'm not too sure. And when I was doing it, sometimes it was just filming what I was aiming at, and sometimes it was just stuck to what it turned on at, and I didn't have a clue how it worked proper. So it took me a few days to start suss it out, watch a few videos on YouTube how to do it, and yeah, it's looking a lot better. So you should start seeing a few pictures coming up on Instagram once I be able to work out how to get them off my laptop back to my phone so I can do them on Instagram. I've tried linking my laptop to the Instagram, but it's saying no, I don't know why. That's me and the technology for you. So yeah, it should be quite a few good pictures and you should get out of that and videos, hopefully. I will probably do a proper unboxing of it. I know I done an unboxing last week on the live stream, but it wasn't going into depth how it worked and what was in the boxes and stuff like that. So I'll probably do a video over that as well. Tomorrow I'll be meeting up with another YouTuber. He's from Manchester, not too far from Manchester himself. We've got Luke White in. Hello, Luke White. Welcome to my channel. If you're new, well, I think you are new because I don't think I've seen you here before. I hope you enjoy it. And if you do, you know what to do. Smash that like button. If you don't, hit the thumbs down. Yeah, just interact with my channel and that's all I ask for. And what else can I say? I hope you enjoy it. Where was I up to? I was saying about my DJI Pocket, wasn't I, basically, and come out with some new videos out of that. Yes. Also, might be going on a road trip very soon, in the next, say, a month and a half now. But it's something planned, so that should be a good one. Meeting up with quite a few people on the road trip, so different faces will be appearing in different videos of the road trip, so should be an interesting road trip to see who we bump into on the way. Yeah. Also, like I say, the south are coming up to north. The South Urbexes are coming up north quite soon, not saying when. We've got to meet up with them as well and go to take them on some explores and adventures and stuff like that. So it should be cool. Got quite a few things planned at the moment. Got a lot of videos to edit as well and put up and release. But like I say, my time pattern's not being right. I've been sleeping all sorts of funny hours. So when I'm supposed to be doing my editing and my sleeping, vice versa. Hello wee man, how's it going? Wee man World's in. Yeah, not too bad. Hope you're alright. Does anyone want to come up? I'll throw the link up if you do. If you don't, you don't. But next week, I'm trying to get fighters coming up on the channel. They're the right pain in the bum to get hold of, and I'll see what we can do. If not, they'll be in a few weeks' time. So stay tuned for this channel for my chat with them. What else? Also, like I say, I'm meeting up with someone from Manchester tomorrow. Just having a chat and drink and stuff like that. Yeah. Right. This person who's trying to come up, I'm not going to allow them up. I'm sorry. But you've not been up before, so I'm not going to let you up. But thank you very much for wanting to come up. I think I know you are, but I'm not too sure. We've got someone else in. Ant the Mank. Hello, Ant the Mank. I think that's Exploring with Carl's brother by looking at the picture there of the dog. Nice for you to join us. Yeah, I think Carl's at work at the moment. I'm not too sure. I've got AWL coming up. ALW. I always get it mixed up. It's down to me dyslexic. That's all I'm pointing down to, mate. Are you ready? That's a live stream.
Hello.
Hello, you okay?
Yeah, I'm alright, mate. Yeah, jumped out the shower.
Yeah, no worries.
I've got two streams up somewhere. Have I done
that? Do you know anything about computers?
I know a bit, yeah.
Right, my laptop's basically full, and I want an external hard drive for it. Do I just buy it and plug it in, or do I have to plug it in and do something, or how does it work?
What have you got? A PC?
It's a laptop.
Yeah. Okay. Right. I've got feedback on my feed. I don't know if it's something I've done.
Have you got any channels open apart from StreamYard?
No, because that's what I usually do. I usually do that, so I'm checking for that.
Yeah.
No, I'm shutting everything. No, the feedback's going away now. So. Right, I'm back. Okay, yeah, so you've got a laptop and you want an external hard drive. Do you want it to be portable or do you want it to be just site-based?
Say that again, sorry. Miles away, just reading the comments.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, I need to do that as well, actually. Bring the comments up. Hey, Abzi. Hey, Urban Lad. Hey, everybody else. Hey, Tracy. So, if you want to use your laptop just in your office, just for editing or things like that, you can get a static-based hard drive. So I use a thing called G drive. I ain't got the box here at the minute, but I use a G drive. But SanDisk are good. You can get some good deals on them on Amazon if you look for those. I know Martin Zero, who you had on the other week, Martin Zero had one of the SanDisk Extreme ones, which are like a rugged external hard drive. They're pretty good. I'll get it up on Amazon and show you it. 1 minute.
And basically, do you just put all your pictures and whatever on there, what you want, basically, like storage?
Yeah. Yeah, there are cheaper ones available. Try and get a bigger picture up. That's one there. Get all.
Let me get your picture up.
Yeah, that's a SanDisk.
Ah, yeah.
And they're just USB. It's just I think they're USB-C straight into your laptop, and that'll give you an extra terabyte, which is 1,000 gig. So
Yeah, that's what I want.
Yeah, I use a different type, which are G drives. They're 10 terabyte. But it depends what you do. Because I was with Lewis Watson last week, and I was amazed because his videos are very good. For people who don't know him, he's called Lewis Watson Vlogs, and he does lots of B-rolls and he does lots of transitions on his videos, and they've all got music on, and they're like a work of art. They're only short videos, about 6 minutes each one, but they're literally art. And I was amazed when he told me all he uses is KineMaster on his phone, and he's got a GX7 Mark II, which is one of them. So he's got one of them cameras, and he uses a mobile phone, and he doesn't use a laptop at all. He just edits it on his phone and bangs it straight up to YouTube. And I was frankly amazed with that because of the quality of his videos. And he pays £3 a month for the KineMaster, like the upgraded version. And yeah, I just thought that was frankly amazing because I've got a computer and I do it all on a computer, and it's quite involved to do it. And he just literally just does it on his phone and bang, up it goes. And it's really, really impressive what he achieves with very little tools, really. Whereas I've got all the gear and no idea.
Same here. Me and technology's no good, know what I mean? So I'm just learning on the laptop at the moment.
Yeah, you don't do bad though, mate. Yeah, you don't do bad with your backdrop. It's a nice backdrop, that. Where is that?
That was taken in Wales when we done the bomb store. It was that day.
Yeah, ROF, and was Carl and Taffy there?
Yeah.
Yeah, the ROF. Was it Featherstone or somewhere? I can't remember.
Oh, it was Flamberis, was it?
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, I've not been. I don't know.
Flamberis bomb store.
Some of the places I've been, I can't remember the names of.
Yeah.
So, yeah, good stuff. What's the? I have. Yeah, Tracy's got a 6 terabyte hard drive. Is that an external one? Is it, Tracy? So unless you're filming in 4K, just something like a 1 terabyte hard drive, you'll get hundreds of hours of video on it. If it's just in 1080p, it's only when you go up into 4K the files are massive, and you end up needing massive hard drives. I'm actually considering coming back away from 4K just due to the file sizes.
Yeah.
So
once you got your hard drive, do you just plug it in, or?
Yeah, some need external power. These are just literally powered off the USB. They're just USB powered, but some do need an external power source. So let's have a look at like a desk-based.
And then how do you drag it out? Because you put your memory card in one side of the laptop, yeah?
Yeah.
So how do you get it from there to the device then? Will it out what will
So
pop up on the screen?
is your computer, is it Windows?
Windows 10.
Yeah, Windows 10. So you go in File Explorer, which is a picture of a folder. You click on that, and then you can go on, I think it's this PC on Windows. I don't use Windows very much, but you go on this PC, and then it'll show you available drives. And usually the internal hard disk is drive C, and then your external hard drive would come up as another, and it usually is signed a letter such as DEF. Hey, Eben lad.
All right, buddy.
Yeah, where are
So
you?
it'll be on this PC, basically, in that list.
Well, when you're talking about them, my C drive was absolute full over capacity. It was like bulging out into me other drives and stuff. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
I was
when
like,
it goes red, and
why is
actually
it?
like your OS won't even load.
Yeah, well, why have I got no space on my like 3 terabyte gaming computer I've got? And it's because it's only got 1 terabyte of C drive basically. And what it was, every time I put a video up onto, when I created a video on Filmora. Wait a minute, let me just. That's better. Why am I not? Why am I leaning? What's going on here? Yeah, I was like, hello. I was like, oh, I'm on a boat. Yeah. And every time I put a video on Filmora, it did it made a digital copy of it and it stored it on the thing. It was like as though I finished it, I'm going to upload it, but I need a digital copy to make me look and see what it looked like before I put it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A better quality thing. So it was storing them all on there. And me and Michelle, we spent hours and hours looking at why my C drive was going so full. And we looked and we found out this is what it was. And I got them from like a year ago. You know what I mean? They were only like 4 gigs from a year ago. I'm like, no, just delete the whole lot. You know what I mean? So we deleted it, and I'm like, woohoo! Now I've got own space.
Yeah, if it's up on YouTube, I'm considering the very same thing, Urban Lad Yorkshire. Yeah. Once I put it up on YouTube, I'm thinking of deleting the master file because you end up with what you've ended up with.
Well,
no room. Pardon me.
Yeah, well, I actually bought. Sorry, buddy. Go on, carry on.
Is that the problem you've got?
It was, but I bought a 5 gigabyte hard drive. And what I've done is every single picture I have used, every single finished image I've used, the one that Filmora has finished, all the music I've put on the video, I've uploaded everything to the 5 terabyte hard drive. And I have got 1 terabyte left in 12 months. So, and for me, I think it was about 85 quid. But if YouTube goes tits up, I've got every single thing stored from when I started. So at least I can like redo it all. You know what I mean? And I've got them all sat there. You know what I mean? It's like I think it's worth buying a hard drive because you know what I mean. I think that one day I might have to use it, and that so. I've got them. I've got everything. All the music I've used, every single music track I have ever downloaded, even if I haven't used it, is on the hard drive. Every photo, every little thing that I've used, you know, the PNG file is on the hard drive. Everything I've ever used.
That's a good idea because YouTube getting hacked isn't, an impossibility. It could happen. But they'll only have data centers around the world, and they could all get corrupted one day, and then everything's gone.
Everything, yeah.
Yeah, it's worth backing them up. It's just having the space to do it,
Yeah, that's it. I bought mine off Amazon. It's 85 quid. I think I paid. I think it was 85 quid. Let me have a look. I've got it here with me. And yeah, I think it was about 85 quid. Not bad.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And it's just worth what they're calling it. High Secret Vault, how are we doing? You need to have a second backup hard drive.
Yeah,
yeah, that's all it is.
Which is what I've got here. Yeah.
That's all it is. It's just a little tiny.
Oh yeah, a little 2.5 inch USB. Because like what Urban Lad Yorkshire's got there, that'll be powered by the USB. So you
that's it. Yeah.
the USB lead, and that'll power it. Whereas some of the bigger ones, the 3.5 inch ones, need an external power source.
Yeah.
What size hard drives in your laptop at the minute, Urban Legend?
Sorry.
I'm not too sure how to do that.
You need to go on File Explorer, then this PC, and then it'll show you C drive. And then you go on, if you right click on it, it'll show properties, and then you can see how big that is.
You want to talk me through it now? Right, I've got the screen where all the apps things are up. Yeah, what do we go through now?
File Explorer.
How do they get that?
You can just type it in the start bar in Windows. Just put File and then Space Explorer, which is nothing to do with exploration. It's just what they call it.
File Explorer, yeah?
Yeah, and it should bring up an icon that's... I don't use Windows that much, but I'm sure that's what it's called. And it should bring up your PC, as in what's on it, what network drive you've got access to.
Is it usually a bar? Is it usually like a bar that it shows you what you've used and stuff?
This PC says, right, yeah.
Yeah, and then right click on that.
Yeah, I've done it.
Properties, which is
I've got 8.8 gigabits free of 222 gigabits.
Yeah.
Gigabytes. Yeah.
So you could probably I've on a this, which is that is my tough book for work. I use that for diagnosing things, bridges and stuff. I plug that in, and that's got a 2 terabyte solid state hard disk in it because I upgraded it. And what you can do is you can get the hard drive that's in your laptop, and then purchase an internal 2 terabyte solid state drive, clone that drive that you're using onto your new 2 terabyte, and just move a partition. Then you'll have 2 terabytes in your laptop. Long story short, I'm going here. Yeah. So that's probably a cheaper and faster way of doing it. And then keep that original 256 drive that you've got, what you've currently got in your laptop, keep that and retain that as a backup. And then, as Secret Vault said, hello by the way, you can then get an external hard drive and back up what you've actually got. So you've got a backup of a backup, like he said. And there's a bit of an investment involved. I think the crucial 2 terabyte solid states are about $250, I believe. And then you can get an external hard drive, one of them SanDisk ones. They're about $200. So it is a bit of an investment, but then you will have. It'll make your laptop faster as well, because chances are the one that's in your laptop now isn't a solid state one, and the read-write ones are the crucial ones, are really fast.
Yeah, so, mine's a solid state drive in mine.
Yeah, they're faster. They're a lot smoother. You use less energy too.
Yeah. And when you pick it up and check it, and that it doesn't do all.
Yeah, don't trash them. No.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw a post in now, link in the description. Thing is, if you want to join us, you can do.
Yeah.
Just click on the link and you can come up. The laptop I'm using now has not got a spinning disc in it. It's got the other type in, whatever that is.
Is it solid state already?
Solid state drive, that's what it'll be, yeah.
That's what it is, yeah.
Yeah, they are the future. Solid state is the future.
So you can turn it on, it's on in 1 second.
Your phone number?
Say that again.
Don't know, but I'm not going to read it out on here. Yes.
No, don't read it out there. I might have to PM you and get your number, buddy, because You sound as though you've got a clue what's going on.
I do this at work, mate. Yeah. So
Yeah.
if I'm moving around a lot, it's because I'm putting my socks on. I've just got out of the shower.
Oh, have you? If
Yeah.
I move a lot about, it's because I put my thong on. I've just got out of the shower too.
Or taking it off.
Oh,
Which
taking it off, yeah.
yeah.
There's some awesome channels on here. I might want to show me appreciation.
I think it's that time of week. What's the weather like where you're at, Laban lad?
I'm actually in Knowsley at the minute, and it's dry. But
Dry.
last night I stopped in Stirling, and I have drove to Dundee. I have tipped in Dundee, and on the way back, it absolutely filed it down all the way to Wetherby, and then it stopped raining. And then from Wetherby to where I'm at now, it hasn't rained. You see, all I'm thinking about is the Explore on Sunday. I hope it doesn't rain much because it's going to be deep water. You know what I mean?
That's what I was going to say. You'll have to see what's going on Sunday.
Yeah, I've
Close
got a
to
couple
the
more
day.
places actually around Sheffield though, so we should be all right.
Yeah, cool.
Oh, there's plenty in Sheffield to keep you going, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. Yeah, it's a shame you can't make it, buddy.
I'm camping with a boy. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I'm camping with a boy this weekend. I was meant to be away with it now, but Haven have banned camping because that spreads the virus. But if you've got a 50 grand motorhome, you can still go because it's not about money, it's about the virus. But really, it's about money.
But what happens if you've got a £47,000 motorhome? Can't you go then?
Well, yeah, you're sort of frowned upon. You're like the mudbloods, you know.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
I'm not bitter
You
about
like
it at all.
you like the dirty end of it. Yeah.
Oh, I've only got a tent, so I'm not in that league, you know.
Yeah. Is it a pop-up tent though?
One of them is. One of them's a Kayam, so that kind of does that.
I've just bought a caravan. I bought a caravan.
Yeah. You won't struggle pulling that after driving wagons all week, will you?
No, we went to Lincoln at weekend, and we went on this site, and it was a great site. We're actually going to leave it there. We're gonna take it back after bank holiday, and we can leave it there for £85 a month, and that's everything involved. It's an hour away from his house. We went there, yeah, and because I do 85 hours a week at work. I'm away from home all week, and then it's like I went to work on Monday morning. I started work at 2:30. I got up at 2:30 on Monday morning, yeah, for work. But I felt refreshed. You know what I mean? I felt so like I'd wound down. You know what I mean? It was like I just felt as though right, it's time for work. Let's get up, go. I wasn't like, oh God, man, what time is it? You know what I mean? I was like, this is it. You know what I mean? It's work time, and I'd refresh. So we're actually going to keep it there, and then I've got a couple of explorers around Lincoln as well, like, you know what I mean? So I'll be, if you've got out around Lincoln, just let me know and I'll just go check it out for you. But yeah, I'm just going to leave it there on this site because there's only 27 vans on site, but everybody is friends with everybody and all awesome people, you know what I mean?
Oh, that's nice. That's really nice. So you got
Like
like
people passed around and that, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's it.
That's good. But you'll pay £500-600 a week. A year to keep it in storage anyway for a caravan. So
exactly.
So it's not that expensive at all, is it?
No, I don't think so. No.
No, that's good. That. Yeah, good
Did you see Secret Faults video before?
Which one?
You put two up, didn't you? Done a premiere video
before the live stream.
Done a slaughterhouse, didn't you?
Oh, I need to catch up on them. It's
Which
when
one?
it's been down to Plymouth this weekend. I've been flat out.
I'm not too sure which one because it's like getting a live stream edit.
Done, is it?
Hey,
it wasn't the slaughterhouse I did, was it? The bird one.
I don't think it was. No, it's like on a farm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
If you're still there, Matt, are you going to jump on live stream?
That's if he's there. He might not be.
No, he might not
he's
be
busy.
there.
But isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He's actually got fans. You know what I mean? He's got people that like watching his video, and it's not like a chore to watch the video.
Yeah, that's it though. Very entertaining. I mean, draws you into watching what he does and keeps you entertained and interested in the videos. Definitely.
It's like I think that I think the Secret Vault. I think when he puts a video on, he's out of all the videos that are over sort of an hour long. I think the Secret Vault is the only person I can actually watch the whole video. You know what I mean? Because he's like he's got you by the short and curlies. He's like you're like there, aren't you? You with him. You know what I mean? And it's like it's crazy. I mean, I think I've got one video that's over an hour long, and it's like, you know what I mean? I get bored when I watch it myself. You know what I mean?
I don't know what it is, but
you've been.
His character is just so entertaining and like glue in it. Once you watch him, that's it. You're stuck.
Yeah, I watch him on bike at the gym. Long videos like that. IKS have got some as well. Ian Stead's channel. I watch them. So I go on the exercise bike at the gym, and I just put like a 40-minute video on and watch them while I'm on there, you know?
Yeah.
Better than watching on the screen, you know? I watch something that's interesting.
Oh, nice, yeah. I used to do that. I bought myself I had an operation. I had a gastric bypass millions of years ago, and I bought myself a fucking treadmill for when I was at home, and it had a massive screen on it and everything. I could put DVDs in it and everything, and that I could connect to my phone. And I used to watch all sorts of YouTube videos when I was on that, and I used to just walk for hours or run or whatever, you know what I mean, for hours and hours and hours, and then it didn't work, so I became fat again. So
the way you sort of ended that conversation is that it's not working. So
that's it. It's not working. So that's it. You know what I mean? I'll just stop it. I paid £1,200 for a treadmill as well.
Whoa!
I know. It was a big screen, HD, 4K. It was all right. You know what I mean? My ex missus were like, "Well, why do we need a telly on it?" Because if you're making me watch Coronation Street, I want to watch it while I'm walking.
Yeah. Two secret vaults. I don't understand what that means. Two stuff secret vault and IKS fits. I don't understand. I'm too old to understand this like street vibe stuff. I'm like, what does that mean?
Hey, how old are you?
Me?
Yeah.
40.
Have you? What the hell? And you're saying you're old? Shit.
Well, I'm older than my 6-year-old that constantly tells me that I'm old. Yeah. Like, Dad, you're really old, aren't you? I'm like, yep. What comeback do I have with that? I'm like, all right. No. Yeah, and then he does maths, and then he's like,
you're
34 years older than me.
Yeah.
Better put that on mute.
Just like what we call it. Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing, buddy?
Not too bad, thanks. Yeah, sorry I'm looking a bit weird colours. I'll try and press some buttons now. There we are. How's that?
Oh, it looks warm in your house now.
Got a bit of heat on now, yeah.
That's it, yeah.
I'll do it the analog way.
Oh,
yeah. That's it, analog, yeah. I'll do my analog way.
I just play with it so I look a bit more sort of human rather than all washed out.
Yeah. Let's wipe the fingerprint off my
phone up.
Yeah.
Bins tonight. Oh yeah.
Right. No, that don't work. I don't know. I've got this funny line on me.
I need to give you one of my stickers, Matt, because it looks like you've got a few stickers there.
Yeah, down here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could do with some more. Yep, send them over.
Yeah, I'll send them over. I want one of yours anyway. I've been hoping going to go somewhere and find your sticker so I can pull it off.
Who are misses?
Who wanted to do the innuendo in that one then?
I never knew people wanted to pull me off so much. Yeah.
Oh dear.
What stickers have you got there, Matthew? I can see a taffy one.
Yeah, Taffy.
Going with Taffy, that's me. Black Asteroids is a band from Spain that they invited me to come and listen to them live, and I got a T-shirt from them, which was pretty cool. And they sounded like some bands from the like 70s, like Can. I don't know if you ever heard a band called Can. Quite funky sort of stuff, progressive guitars, and it gets very long and sort of like very long stuff, very big, So yeah, lots of echo machines and things like that, reverbs, and yeah. That's a mate of mine who does tattoos. That was a thing I used to do for 20 years. Used to do lighting and stuff for the animators in Bristol, and that's Olight. So I wear their light on my head. I've actually got one in my pocket. An Olight.
Did you send up for the free one, Matt?
What did I send off for a free one?
Yeah, you get yours free anyway.
Well, they sent me this one as a demo if I told people about them. So I said, yeah, okay. But the thing is, I wouldn't sort of like tell people if it wasn't good, and it is the best light I've had. So
yeah, listen.
I bought one because of your demo.
Yeah, well, Matt, I own the X7 Armorada, and I own the one that you've just had on your head then, and
there we are.
I only bought them because of the videos that you had done.
Excellent. There we go.
It's like that, you know what I mean? It's absolutely the Olight. I don't think I would ever buy another make of a torch because Olight. Look, when you go into somewhere and it absorbs, like when you did that anabolic chamber thing, that that noise place that you did.
Yeah.
Your light was the only one that actually lit that place up.
But there's two lights I use. I use that one on my head, and then I've got another one which is called a through light, and that's a TN36 limited edition, which is double the brightness of the normal TN36. And that thing's a killer,
Oh, mate's just turned in. Merlin, the pigeon whisperer.
He's come in, is he? Hello,
yeah,
mate.
he's in the live chat there. Anyway.
Oh, cool.
And Carl's joined as well. Nice of yourself to join.
Is that by Olight then?
It's not. It's by another company, and they're the ones that do was it Wotac or something? Wotac and Through Light. They got a few different brand names, but they sent me one of their other ones. They said, I said, would you do a review for us? And I said, yes. And I've done the review, and it's on my hard drive. It's been on there for about 4 months. But the thing is, I wanted to kind of get used to using their lights before I gave a final verdict on them. And the verdict will be that the one they sent me, I don't like because it's a tactical light and it produces a very, very fine beam. Now, it's useful because it doesn't blast everything out, so you get to see what you're looking at in the distance. You can look around it and make it out. Whereas when I use a big wide beam, it's so bright everywhere that it actually blinds in front of you, so you can't see through the beam. It's kind of one of these things. If somebody stands 15 feet to the left and uses that light, you're better off then seeing than trying to use it yourself, because it makes it kind of hard. It kind of blinds in front of you, blinds all the dust in front of you. So they're better used. The big lights are better used at an angle, but this little light is great for yourself to see things in the distance, but it's bloody useless for filming because it's like a little pinprick of light that is going around the image like that, and you need something that's going to be like that, or the full screen. So it's like the devils you do and the devils you don't with these lights, So
you see some of my videos, you see, like you say, a white hotspot where my torch is because, like you say, a thrower rather than a floodlight.
Yeah, that's right. I think they call them like tactical lights because they're good. Like if you want to shoot a rabbit or something, not that I would be into that sort of thing, but if you want to shoot a rabbit or a human, you need that light to be sort of like straight on them. Whereas if you use a floodlight, you actually blind yourself. Yeah. So
it's like the Marauder that I use. It's only a short distance light. It doesn't light up far away. It does light up the whole room. You know what I mean? If you're in it.
Yeah, that's right.
But, the one that's like a Coke can.
Yeah, the Coke can one. Yeah.
I looked at that.
It is. I mean, it was a lot of money. £252 is a lot of money for a torch.
Yeah.
But I have been looking at the other Olight one, the new one that they've got, the bigger one. It comes in a tactical case and everything. It's like 529 quid, but on full power, it only lasts for 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And to me,
Again, sorry.
what sort of explorer are you going to do in 3 minutes? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's not good, is
This
it?
thing is so bright that you've got to be careful. If it goes on in the bag, you could end up in trouble with this. So, like, I've put it on. Watch now what'll happen. It's melting that plastic, look. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
not good, is it? You don't
Is
want
that the
going in
Marauder?
camera bag.
No, that's the TN36.
Oh, yeah,
That's how bright that is. That's the one that lit up the other side of the anechoic chamber. This is the one I use. I use it in short bursts because you can turn it on and you can dim it down, or you can turn it up. So I dim it down and I use it like that for sort of general around the place kind of, you know, stuff, and then the battery will last. But if I've got to really sort of like double down on it, I double click it and it goes boom, you know, and it's like it gives that turbo mode. So that's sometimes what I use, but I'll go and get that WHIT so I can show you the difference. Hang on, I'll go and get it for you now.
Cool.
It's like the sister brand WHIT one, isn't it? Then the Fruite. Fruite's like the same company, but the higher brand, if you know what I mean. The posh label.
Oh,
Yeah.
is it? Okay.
I mean, if I had to say some suggestions for them, because this thing as well, if you use some types of batteries, they don't fit in there well enough, and if you tap it, it goes off. So I've had to like stretch the springs in there, and I've had to use like batteries that are fatter, that have got more. They've got the safety circuit in the top of them, and that's literally because they're fatter then, because they've got the safety circuit in them, and that means, you know, they last a bit longer. But I mean, you know, you need a lot of batteries. If you're going to use this over an hour, you'll need 2 sets of batteries for it. But here's the difference between like normal use there and this one, which is the WHIT, right, which gives you a tiny little spot, you see. But that spot is very bright. It's a very bright spot, but it's only a small spot. So that's the double brightness on that small spot. But there we are. You see that this one gives you a much wider beam, and that one gives you a much tighter little tiny focused beam, and it just looks a bit stupid when it's that much of a focused spot.
There's like
if you wanted to look at distance or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, for close-up work, if I'm close, I'll use the headlight because that's fine, or I use my camera light, which is this thing which hangs on the bottom of the camera, you know, and that gives me wide, so that goes wide. And I'll put a battery on it so you can actually see what it's like. Hang on. But it takes pretty big batteries, and it'll burn through them. So I've got to carry a few of these batteries with it, but they're Sony, so they're fairly standard. But that's really quite wide, you know, and there's no real hot spot on it per se. So, you know, as long as you're not working like something right close to you, this is what I've got on most of the time. And then if I need to, like, you know, light up something in the distance, I bang that thing on, you know, and then. But would I use this one that they sent me? Nah, I can't use that. I mean, you know, some people might try to film with something like this, but, you know, it's such a really sharp beam. I think it just distracts the attention from what you're trying to film.
That's what I've done.
What I use is the Immelant camera. And you can see the distance it throws out there. Over 1,300 meters, and it's the lumens is 2,350 lumens.
Yeah, that's the other thing as well. You can never trust. Unfortunately, I say this across everything. You can never trust anything from China. Full stop. Right? When they tell you times, ratings, lumens, it's all bollocks. Right? You can't trust any of them. Right? But you can trust Olight. Olight, what they say is right. Yeah. All the other companies, I question it, to be honest.
Yeah.
I've actually seen a video where someone actually tests the lumens on that, and it's even more lumens than say it is. So it is another top brand, a Chinese brand though. But it is good branded, if you know what I mean.
Well, that one I paid for with my own money, and that cost me 130 quid or something like that. That one, and that's quite cheap as they go. You can spend a lot more money. But the Olight one they gave me, and I highly rate it. I would pay money for one of those, to be honest.
Yeah, I bought exactly the same one as the head torch you're on about.
Mm.
Yeah, I bought exactly the same one. I think it was £85, and that is it, and it lasts. I mean, I bought other batteries for it, but it lasts. It lasts its time. The time that it says it's going to last, that's how long it lasts.
That's right.
And,
yeah,
it
you
is.
can rely on it.
I just wish that the Marauder would have a interchangeable battery. I know the old one did, but the new model doesn't have an interchangeable battery. It's
No
literally,
way.
it's like
I didn't know
that's how it is. When it's run out, it's run out. But I mean, I carry power bank with me so that I can plug the power bank into it to charge it up. Plus,
Oh
it
yeah,
will
I wouldn't
charge.
be able to survive without having the ability to put more batteries in. I've got 2 more sets of batteries for this, just in case.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, when you go and explore though, you're in them for hours, aren't you? You know what I mean? And your videos are like, you video every single part of it, which is that's what we were saying before you came on. It's like that's I think you're the only person that I've ever watched a video that is over like 2 hours long.
Yeah,
Some of your videos are like, it's like even no 2 hours. You can't watch 2 hours, but you can, because it's like you get so into it, and the following it through, and even when you've had them where it's been a place. I think the is it Kinetic or Quintech or whatever you called it? That
Kinetic,
place. What it 3 videos that you did?
yeah. It's a crazy amount of time in it, but it takes that long to explore it.
Exactly. I mean, I've been there myself. I've done that only because I saw your video, but they'd already started to knock it down when I got there. And watching your video through and stuff like that, it's like one of them. It's like watching a Hollywood movie where you sat on edge of your seat and you're like, "What's going to happen next?" And it's like, and you just, I think everything you do, buddy, is like, it's amazing. You are an awesome guy, and I respect everything you do. It's cool, you know what I mean?
It's like when you went and found that secret room in that place. You went upstairs and there was like
I'll
that.
give you a virtual hug. There we are. Look, there we go.
And it started doing that thing that you made the door come up and seal itself.
Oh,
Remember
that was that chamber. That was.
Yeah, the same place.
You spent all that time winding that handle and eventually it came up.
Yeah.
I've never been there yet. I haven't been there yet. I thought it had been knocked down, but I know someone who's been recently, and it hadn't been knocked down. But
they keep sealing it up, and they cut all the stairs off, so you can't go on the roof. And the roof was really good because it was a great view, but they cut off all these steps, so you couldn't go to those little things that we pulled up. So you couldn't pull those up.
Oh, well.
I don't blame them in some respects, because if those wires that were there went, it's one of those, they would have probably flicked. Like you hear about this sort of stuff, like when wires go, they can end up cutting off your legs and stuff. But
Oh
Yeah, they do. Yeah, I've seen that on aircraft carriers where an arrestor cable snaps. There was a forklift and it went through that. Yeah. You wouldn't want to get hit by one of those.
Yeah. So, I tend to film with this big bad boy now with the DJI Pocket camera, which I've got here, which I've shown you that before, haven't I? And you've got one of those now, Urban Legend. And how are you finding it?
All right, not too bad. I'm just learning how to use it, to tell you the truth. That night we all met up was the first time I really used it. And of course, you can't really use it at night, or suss out how to use it proper at night for your first go. So I'm just been playing with it.
Well, you need a lot of light for it at night. It's fine in big buildings like that cinema we did down in Plymouth. There was a lot of noise in that. Even unless I turned this on, there was a hell of a lot of noise. in it, and afterwards I thought, well, this cinema is such good footage, and the Palace theatre as well, and I thought, oh, it's such good footage. I recovered all that with the noise cleaning software, so I should have been filming all the time with this to get rid of that noise, but I wasn't. I was just enjoying myself wandering around with a small light on the bottom of this, and it's like, yeah, it was a bit noisy, you know. So if I could be asked to get the A7S out, but it's so bloody heavy, by the end of the night, you know, it's a trade-off of what do you do? Do you have the A7S suffering with weight around, but it looks absolutely pucker, or walk around and enjoy yourself, which I have been really enjoying myself using this, and then you get home and you go, oh shit, it does look a bit grainy, doesn't it? And then run 9 hours of cleaning on it, you know, and then it looks absolutely pucker. But it's 9 hours of cleaning.
Matthew, you know, by noise, do you mean like visual grainy, or do you mean like not audio noise? You mean
Picture noise.
Picture noise, yeah. When the ISO turns up, you get all the like noise in the picture, and you know, you get grain, and you get these horrible color effects, which is not necessarily the camera; it's the codec that it records in, because you get these like green blue flecks, and they go, and they just sort of continually all over the image when it's low light. It's like, you know, it just looks terrible. I mean, I can spot it. I mean, a lot of people can't spot this stuff. I mean, I'm a bit of a sort of like nerd when it comes to the sort of image quality, but like on 4K screens, if you're watching it on a 4K screen, you know, you're going to notice it. And if you upload a lot of noise to YouTube, I don't know if you guys know about this, but if you upload noisy images to YouTube, YouTube will make a mess of that video. And that's why people say, you know, like, well, it looks all right on my computer and it looks all right on my telly, and then I upload it to YouTube and it looks crap. Well, the reason is because when you actually look at it up close, there's a lot of noise going on. And what you need to do is you need to like smooth that down, so you've just got colors and shapes and lines, not noise, you know, going all the time, because YouTube just sees the noise. It doesn't know what is Matt Williams and what is noise on top of Matt Williams. It doesn't know. So it goes for the noise, because the noise is doing the most stuff. So it says, well, that noise must be important, and it just compresses that in, and then everything then looks pixelated. I look pixelated. You've got massive color blotches going all over things. If you clean it to start with, if you clean it, then you upload it, YouTube loves it. But it's
right,
a bloody...
I've learned something there. Thank you, and then I need to learn how to sort this out.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, yeah, the A7S doesn't suffer with it so much, but in complete blackness, of course, you are going to get noise with that as well. Yeah. You can clean that up using the Neat Video thing, but yeah, it's one of those. I mean, for some videos, it doesn't matter if it's somewhere that's just like somewhere that's a bit basic, like, you know, and it hasn't got any amazing features. I don't mind like editing it and just putting it out as is with the noise, but for the Palace Theatre, I was like, this is just somewhere special, so I'm going to make the effort to kind of clean it up, you know.
Can I just say hello to everyone who's came in, Kelly, Katie, and everyone else, Donna. Hello to everyone. Very impressed with the picture quality of the Pocket Me.
It's great in the daytime. It's just these darkest sort of situations, isn't it? You know, you'll start to notice it, but you know, there are ways. If it's critical, and that footage is really critical, there's ways you can fix it. It can be fixed.
I was looking on the camera on the video we filmed that night on it, and when we was talking to the police, in the background, there was, like you say, the flats are there, and on the top floor, on the top flat, you could see someone walking right across and stopping and looking and stuff like that. That's how clear it was. You know what I mean? Under, like you say, light, you can see really good quality.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, that's my free light I got from all like that.
I got one of them as well.
Wow,
that's nice.
It was free. It was free. That's my head torch. That's the free one, and then that's the daddy.
Yeah, that's the one, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
I
Oh,
see.
yeah, I got one.
They took an
Yeah,
email, you
that's
want something free, and I were like, oh yeah, I'll have that free. But it is quite bright. It is, you know what I mean? It is a quite bright. It'd be ideal for my keys. You know what I mean?
What
Mm.
colour's yours? Green?
No, it's black.
Black? Mine's
Yeah.
the desert, no, the sandy one.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, that colour.
Is that your? Is that the same as yours then? Secret Vault.
Yeah, H2R Nova. I'm not sure if mine says Nova on it. Let me just check.
Mine says
H2R
that.
Nova. Yeah, mine's got the word Nova on it as well.
Yeah. I don't know what Nova means, but that's what I've got too.
It won't focus this because I've got it in manual focus, but it does say H2R Nova.
Yeah.
They're all the same then, what you've got there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
I
can
don't
get
know what
two
Nova
types.
is.
You get two types: the cool white, which is the bluey white, and then the warm white, which is what I've gone. The reason I do the warm white is because it matches up with the filter I've got on the front here. I could take this filter off and make this brighter, but when it's bluer, it makes everyone's skin look a bit, look a little bit patchy, And you notice TV crews when they're filming people, they always flip a gold filter in front when they're filming people. When they're filming buildings, they'll pull that out of the way. When they're filming people, always put a gold filter in there to give that goldness to the skin to make it look a bit more natural. I find things look a bit harsh when they're like that blue light,
I'm doing that.
The day I meet you, Matt,
with them yellow filters that I've never used.
Light me up here with it now. And then take this off. Let's take the filter off. I mean, it's too bright. I mean, it's burning me out, to be honest. Let me turn it down. Let's turn it down. So there we are. So if I turn that down, but if I take the filter off, it's going to go all that sort of like
blue,
bluey. You see it on the back there. I prefer to have that sort of like more natural, warmy sort of tone.
Right, I might try that.
Tones it down,
I've just never used them. They just slide on.
Well, if you've got other people who come in along who've got like this is blue. See, this is bluey white.
Yeah.
That kind of conflicts a bit with this, but so somebody's walking through with their blue light, you'll see everything goes blue whilst they're in front of you, and then when they walk out the way, it goes soft. So it depends. You can match up what everyone else is filming with, but I just carry on filming with the soft colors. Really, that's why I got the soft color in this. So that's a soft color. Versus, I think the Wotak is blue again. So you got the soft color on this one, and you got the blue color on that one. So I prefer the soft. Just me, but some people say that the white, the bluey white, is a more natural white, and you get better colors out of it. But I'm more for sort of like when it's hitting people's faces. I don't want them looking all sort of patchy and sort of like,
Yeah, but
the warm light doesn't reflect as far, where the white light is more shiny, if you know what I mean. It's a bit more.
Yeah, it goes a bit
distance.
further.
Yeah, as well.
Yeah.
Well, like you say, for taking pictures, it's the warmer light that you want. That's what I reckon, anyway.
Plus, the other thing is, I think the reason I did it is because with this, these LEDs point straight forwards, and with this, it gives a bit more of a flood effect. The filter diffuses it, So it goes out to the sides a bit more.
Yeah, early LEDs were very much like that. They were just a beam. Because the early street lights that I used to fit, because you used to take the big SONs out, the ones that had a massive bulb in, they're like floodlit everything, which was fine. That's what you want. And we were fitting these big LEDs, and it was just putting a spot on the floor, which was no good to anyone. Yeah,
that's right. And they're very painful. I mean, I was only thinking to myself when I was driving earlier on, I hate, and I'm sure loads of other people do. We hate these LED bloody street lights. We hate them. I mean, nobody asked for white street lights. They're painful on the eyes. You can't look at them because they hurt. You're driving along in the car, and when one of those white street lights goes past you, you're blinded temporarily. So you kind of got to look away, like that, right? But when you've got an old sodium orange street light, that thing can go straight past you, and it doesn't screw up your vision. You can still see the road. You can still see. But one of those LEDs, they've had to make them so that you can't see them from a distance, so you can only see them when you're underneath. But once you start coming underneath, it's like, You know, it's
Yeah,
like
so
it
intense.
makes you wince.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
were saying that when we were fitting them. We were like, these are no good, but up they went.
Yeah, and down they got to come as well. And I'm sorry,
They will.
I got a thing about these bloody HID, you know, car headlamps because they go green, purple, blue, white. Purple, green, white. It's like having a bloody cop car driving up behind you. It's like all these bloody coloured lights going off, and it's like, what? This is an advancement. It's not an advancement at all. All it is the car companies trying to get around the law, which is stated that you had 75 watts. 75 watts was what you could use in a bulb. So they said, oh, well, we can make them twice as bright because we can use 75 watts of arc light, which will be double the brightness. Hang on a minute. That means this half the people are driving around with 100% brightness bulbs, and half these other people are driving around with 200% brightness bulbs, which is not fair, really, right? And you're getting all these stupid colors and stuff like that, and it's burning people's eyes out. And I'm not going to be happy until they're bloody banned and you go back to using bulbs or stop this stupid color nonsense that's going on.
Yeah.
I think they'll phase them out for LED.
Ban them.
I used to have an Audi that had HID headlights, and they were great for me. But if I ever followed friends or anything like that, they're like, mate, your lights are just horrible. Being followed by you is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And cars coming the other way used to flash me and stuff as if I had a high beam on, and it was just, what came from the shop. I didn't modify it.
Yeah.
Got rid of that.
I mean, my sister had one, and I said, you do realize what your headlights are like, don't you? I mean, they're just like really aggressive, and they just go blue on the edges. She said, oh, I've never realized it. And it's like, I'm looking at her headlight beams, and I can see it goes out and goes blue on the edges. I can see it. And it's like the people who drive these cars, they just are oblivious to it. But it's like everyone else who's on the road is just going, terrible.
I never noticed until my friend said. And after this, I thought, actually, I can see that what you just described. It was like going all over the place. But yeah, I'd sold that car on not so long after that. Not for that, but for other reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah. They'll phase out.
LED lamps in the brake lights and things like that. They're not on permanent. Like the thing is, you get some headlights. This is a real problem with if you buy cheap, or inferior lights to do work like filming. A lot of these lights, when you put them on, they'll be flickering at a very fast rate, and when you dim them, they'll sort of dim and then they'll flicker at a different rate. Well, Olight doesn't do that. It doesn't matter what sort of thing I put it on, it does not flicker, right? But you buy a cheap light. You buy a cheap light and you put it on, and it'll just be going, and your camera will be seeing lines going up and down, like literally lines moving up and down the screen. And unless you have them on like full brightness, or if you find a way to get around it, a lot of those modes are unusable, or the light itself is completely unusable. I mean, that Curbs, he had a bloody headlight, and I used to say to him, can you please turn your headlight off? Because when he used to walk into shot, I used to have lines coming up and down the screen, because of the frequency of his LED. Now, I look in my rear mirror, and because the mirror is slightly wobbling, you look at other people's car headlights and you look at their brake lights, and they're going all around. They're not. It's not like you've got a headlight in the distance moving like that. It's going strobe. Have you seen this? Have you actually looked in your mirror?
I've noticed that, yeah.
It's going, and it's like somebody's like there with a bloody laser going in the bloody and you try and film some of these car headlights, and they're strobing. They're strobe. Haven't these car manufacturers actually worked out or thought about it to the way like Olight has, which is like, no, we don't think strobing is a good idea. Yeah, it doesn't seem to have occurred to them. They're just like, oh, well, we could put an LED light in there. Yeah, we make it strobe. We might be a bit more efficient. We get, 27% more efficiency. And it's like, yes, and it looks like a sack of shit.
I mean, Olight is just. I know that you've told me now that you use a different light in the actual chamber, but everywhere else you've been, the Olight is just like, it doesn't get sucked away. It's like the Olight is there, and it's like, I'm a light. Look at me, I'm here. You know what I mean? And it's where some places you go to, like the car caves, and it sucks the light away, and there's no light there. It don't matter how many lights you've got in, it just absorbs it. But all light, when I did the car caves, like Adzi156 was in the chat and T420 Tom, we've all got the same light. So when we went in there, we're like someone flicking the light switch on. You know what I mean? It was lit up like it was daylight. It was amazing. You know what I mean?
Plus, I mean, this Olight, I mean, what I've said to people, a great thing is this is the charger. It's USB, so you're never going to lose the charger. But when you want to charge, you just go like that. Ready? Boing. It's on. That's it.
Yeah.
Charge. It's like the Apple connector, MagSafe. Yeah. And it works, and it's great. You know, so I mean, you don't have to bugger about.
That's mine. That
it's going to check on the board.
Mine was a magnetic charger as well. And also, if it gets water, it doesn't get damaged or anything like that.
Matt, have you noticed when you go anywhere with the head torch on, if it sucks up any, like I went in, I did the car caves, I've done a couple of explores with it on, my headlight on, and it's actually sucked bits of metal to the magnet and stuff.
Yeah.
And even on the actual the mount itself, when it goes on, you go and it's like got bit. And it's like, where's that metal come from?
That's right. It picks all the metal up from wherever you're crawling, and it goes onto the surface. Yeah, that's right. You have to clean it off. I've had to clean it off quite a few times. You end up sort of like pick.
Yeah, picking it off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Set fire to you that a few times as well, didn't you?
Who, me?
Yeah.
What's the brother done? Sorry, what was that?
Set fire to your hat a few times with your light.
Set fire to my hat. Yes, my furry hat. I've lost one of them. I had to buy another one because I've lost my main furry hat. So yeah, I've got another one now.
Well, I did Megatron other week, and I was sat in actually at Megatron, and there were some people doing some fire juggling and stuff like that, and I'd got my head torch, and I'd got it in my hand, and I just put it down on my leg, and I was like, "What's that smell? I can smell burning." And what it was, my Olight head torch was actually burning my waders I had on. I've got an actual round circle where my waders were.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Ian IKS said to me, "You've got to be careful," because he nearly set his bag on fire with his torch. And that's the one thing I would say to these manufacturers. They're probably not watching, but that's the one thing I would say is I would like to have a key switch or something you can just like turn to disable it from just being touch on, because that can be pushed on. My Olight often comes on in my pocket, because that little thing, and if it's in double bright mode, if it's in the full brightness, that gets hot, as you said, and that will start to burn. But there's not many of them have like a lockout feature.
That one you got in your hand now. Which one's that?
The Nova.
No, get the can one, the pop can.
That's the
Give it a little twist, a quarter of a twist.
Yeah, you can twist it.
That should lock it out.
Yeah, twist it off.
Yeah.
That's
what I do on mine.
But it's one of those. It's like you're going to be constantly having to twist it against the rubber mount, which I don't really want to do. I'd rather have a system whereby maybe they have two buttons, and you've got to press the two buttons together to get it to come on, or something like that, as a safety feature.
On mine, also, if you hold the button down for, I think it's 3 or 4 seconds, it locks out, so it can't be knocked on instantly. You've got to hold it down for another 3 or 4 seconds to take it off that safety lock as well.
And I know
that won't work on this.
Sorry, buddy.
Go on.
I know that the Marauder with the Olight, it does. It turns off. It doesn't have. If you put your hand over it, it will. It reduces it down to like 2,000 lumens or something from 12,000, and it does reduce it down, but it's still hot if you put your hand on it. You know what I mean? But I just think that Olight. I think that they know what they're doing.
Yeah. There's no messing around. I had a light. There was a head torch, and it was sort of comparable to the to this one, but it was more of a spot, rather than a flood. But
Yeah.
it would overheat, and it would dip the light down, and it would do it, and then you turn it off and turn it back on, and it would sort of like not want to go back up to full brightness and things, and then it would, and then it wouldn't, and then it would do all sorts of things. It was like just not a reliable sort of light, really. And I mean, it upset me many times. Like, what is this light doing? You're trying to film. It's like, what's it doing? What's it doing? And the thing is, I can just say without any shadow of doubt that when you press the button on the O light, it comes on. If it hasn't got enough battery, it'll come on dimmer. But that's it. There's no messing around with it, going into weird modes and buggering about. It's just like it's on. That's it.
That's
what I like. I don't like any sort of like weirdness happening. flickering or sort of.
Yeah.
I don't need that. Yeah.
No.
Matthew, what's your golden disc behind you?
I keep getting asked this. That was something I found in the loft in the attic, up there in me attic. When I moved in here, I had to look up the attic to see what was up there, and there were a few things, and that was one of the things. It was like somebody's golden disc, and it turns out the bloke who lived in the house, he had a big safe vault out in the garden shed, which I had to remove because it had no key, and so you couldn't get in it, and it was just a complete waste of space, and I wanted to stick things in the shed. So anyway, so it was like a few weird things. He was into his jewelry or stuff like that. He used to have gold in the house, but he was a record guy. He worked for EMI, and he was a record salesperson, and that was salesperson of the year, and his name was Kevin Morley. So
wow.
And that's a record. I can't remember who it's by now, but it's "I wanna wake up with you. I wanna wake up next to your side. Do 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 do. I wanna wake up with you."
Have you actually played it on a record?
Nah. But what I did is I stuck stickers on it saying that it was like me, and like I won the record. I stuck little print stickers on it instead.
Yeah.
They're on the glass though. They're not actually on the record, so you could peel them off the glass and it's still an original record under there. But it's like I just put like me, I am the best of the year, and sort of like stupid stuff. Stuck it on there just for a laugh.
Yeah, I'd do that definitely.
But I just found it. It was just found upstairs. But this guy Neil Morley, who used to live in my house, and another weird thing is, I knew somebody years ago who moved out. I hadn't seen him for years, and he lived in this house, and I didn't realize he lived in this house. So when I came here, I had a few letters come for this person I knew, and I was like, I know this person, and I contacted him, and I said, did you live in this house? He says, yeah. And then I was describing to him things around the house, like little features that you'd know if you lived here, and he was like, yeah, that's it, that's the one. So it's like I lived in a house without realizing that somebody else I knew had lived in.
Yeah.
Hi, here's my torch now. Yeah, got the good ones in the house. Here's my torch now. I'll show you the lockout, what it's got on it. If you'll see on the bottom of the silver button there, it's getting a bit of a blue screen. You see the green light coming on?
Yeah.
That's doing nothing, but if you keep it on for a few seconds, it starts flashing like that. Then it comes on. So it has got like I say, like a lockout with that button by keeping your finger on it a few times. Like you say, hit that, it goes a lot brighter and stuff.
Can you not take that writing off the top of the lens, or is that permanent?
No, I can take that off.
Oh yeah,
you've
kept it on as a protector, have you?
Yeah, it does say remove before use because it might melt, but because it's clear, it's just going straight through. It's not producing any heat to melt it.
Right.
But the torch does get quite hot after about 10 minutes on the turbo.
Oh yeah.
It gets quite hot, so you can't even touch it really.
Yeah, this one's like after a couple of minutes.
10 minutes on full whack.
Wow.
Yeah.
Basically, the times on this, the specs are on this. I'll just show you. Can you see on them there?
Do you know what? That looks like exactly the same writing as the WHIT, right? I'm telling you, that's the same company. They've got so many different names for this. This the same. That's exactly the same paperwork. That's what WHIT. That's through night. That's them. That's the same
Yeah.
company.
And there's your magnetic charger. Just slaps
Mm.
on the other side, basically.
What I can't understand is why this company doesn't just sell under one name and then have one website so you can buy all the different types on one website. They've got to be like, oh, this name, this website, this brand, this torch, and then but this one's different on this site and it's different price and different. It's bloody stupid if you ask me. But
Yeah, I
Who
don't
the
know.
hell on earth is Urbex on Earth?
It's someone who thinks they are hell on earth.
Nice of
No,
them to come in anyway.
they're a good channel, them. Yeah. They've got some good stuff out there. Yeah.
How you doing,
Okay,
mate?
yeah.
Check them
You've
out,
been on
guys.
last week as well.
Urbex on Earth.
Urbex on Earth. Yeah.
Urbex on Earth.
Yeah, they're on Instagram as well.
Don't they sound like they're from up north, like Hell on Earth?
Yeah.
Does a bit, doesn't it? It's hell on Earth.
Like me, then, Os.
I'm not saying nothing.
Because I used to live they're from Ossett, near between Wakefield and Dewsbury, and I used to live like 4 miles away from where they live.
Mm.
I once saw them inside. I did Leeds, Liverpool University. I went in there when that were the building that was abandoned, and I did that, and I met them inside there, but they didn't want to talk.
Mm.
Probably busy filming and that.
Didn't want to talk
I
at
get
all.
on the zone and I don't want to talk. I'm not rude, but I'm working. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
John tried to come up before, but he had problems with the screen or camera or something else that came up on this live stream before.
There's Matt L there. Hello, Matt.
Matt L, I must have missed him.
And KK Explores.
Yeah, I've got KK. There's Matt L. Hello, Matt L. Nice of you to join us.
I do.
Hey, do you know we had a funny thing the other day when we were down in Plymouth? I haven't done a video on it yet, but we got the police pulled us off the fort that we were on, and they sort of came speeding up in one of their like little mini boats and came up, and they were like giving it all the sort of like, what do you think you're doing on there then? And we're like, photos and videos. They're like, yeah, but are you supposed to be on there? And we're like, well, we just take your photos and videos. It's abandoned. And they said, no, it's MOD. You can't be on any of this. Blah, 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 blah. And then so they took all our details. They checked our bags. Then a big police boat came up, MOD police boat. Then we had to go over to them and float over to them. Then they tied us up onto them. Then they took all our details again. Then they made us go on the boat one at a time. Oh, all right. And then they read us the riot act one at a time. Oh, we're cautioning you here now because of, what you've done. And it's going to go to the harbour master. When it was my turn, I went on last, right? When I went on, I said, look, boys, right? I got to tell you now, right? There is no signs on that fort saying keep off MOD. There is on the breakwater. There's not on that fort, right? So there's nothing to say that we weren't supposed to be on there. There's no locks on it. The window is open, and I've got footage from 4 months ago and 7 months ago showing that window in exactly the same state. So we've not broken in there, right? And we've not done any damage. And they're like, yeah, well, it's up to the harbour master. And I said, look, it's not, MOD as far as we're concerned. Anyway, I found out today, right? That was sold in 1976. The MOD sold it, right? It was owned by a diving company who went bust, and Plymouth Council took it back over because nobody owned it because the people went bust, yeah? So nobody owned it anymore, yeah? So it was owned by Plymouth Council. So it's a civil trespass. It's nothing to do with the MOD. They shouldn't have been sticking their noses in telling us to get off there, right? Yeah. And as far as I'm concerned, I haven't been told by Plymouth Council I'm not supposed to be there.
Nice. But we should have put your name on that then, don't you?
So I'm going to be ringing them up because they're saying like, oh, we're going to see whether the harbour master wants to prosecute and all that. I'm going to be ringing them up because I said, look, how long are you going to leave this, right? Because they said, oh, we'll get in touch with you, but if you don't hear from us, then we're not going to do anything. And I said, what? In 7 months' time, I'll be thinking to myself, ooh, are they going to prosecute us or not? I said, no, I tell you what's going to happen in a month or 2 months' time. If I haven't heard from you, I'll be ringing you because nothing's going to happen. I'm telling telling you, you are not going to take us to court, right? It's not going to be worth anybody's time, right? And there's our defense is going to be there ain't no signs on there saying keep off, nothing. Yeah.
It's like God, the good ones just said in the chat there, harbour masturbator.
Yeah.
So,
there's no way they're going to prosecute us when there's no sign saying, keep off, right? And now I found out that it's belonging to the bloody Plymouth Council. Well, what the hell are these flyboys, these bloody, sort of wannabe cowboy bloody police officers ripping it over there going, it's MOD property. That doesn't say very, very much about them police officers if they don't actually know what belongs to them and what doesn't.
They're just bored. It's mod plod. They're bored and they've seen something climbing about, so they've shot over to you. You should have told them to subscribe to you. And then
we did. And they were saying, please be nice to us in your video. And I secretly filmed them as well. So I've actually got a secret film of them inside the boat. So they don't know that.
So I think it was either Sam and Jess or Jess's own channel on Instagram. There was a picture of her getting off the police boat. I saw that today or yesterday. I get my days mixed up. But the harbour master's a civvy. He won't care. He'll be like, well, it's not even my land. You won't hear off him. He's pulling shit.
He's just for the harbour, isn't he? And the water.
Yeah.
The thing is, I want to head this off by I'll ring them up and get through to those boys who had us, and say to them, look, do you actually know what belongs to the MOD and what doesn't belong to the MOD? Because you're going around in an MOD boat calling yourselves MOD police and you don't actually know what belongs to the MOD. You shouldn't have even pulled us off there. It's nothing to do with you. It's down to the owners of that place to say they don't want us there. It's not for you to come up and go, what are you doing on that property? You don't even know who it belongs to.
A lot of the time, the MOD don't even know what they own.
Yeah.
Because they hand that over to a civic company and then they lose track of what they actually own. Apart from the active bases, they're not actually that sure.
They assumed that because the breakwater belongs to them, which still does, that the fort next to it belongs to them as well. What an assumption. Isn't that great, isn't it? So, I'm going to be having it out with them about that and saying, so we ain't going any further with this because you don't even know what you own, boys. Right? If you want to embarrass yourself any further, you can take this all the way you want to go. Yeah. And we'll just point out that you don't actually know what belongs to you and what doesn't belong to you. So, do you know what these controls do in the boat as well? Do you know what this button does? And do you know what that button does? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really impressed with the buttons. Go on and show them.
Yeah.
You love pressing buttons, you.
So they ain't gonna seeing my video, which points out that boys, you're running around in your fancy police boat harassing people when there's no bloody good cause to, because there's no reason to say that we shouldn't be on there. You don't even know whether we're meant to be on there, and you're telling us it belongs to the MOD and it doesn't. So you're giving out bad information, bollocks.
So it was military police boat.
It was a military police boat, yeah.
Yeah, it's MOD police down there in Plymouth Harbour. Yeah, it's all MOD police.
Oh yeah, it will be what? It'll be all other stuff that goes on there. Yeah.
A lot of the dockyard, a lot of the HM dockyard doesn't belong to the Navy. They sold it all and then lease it back.
Crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
I suppose that's what they can do, though. You know what I mean? Sell the land, and if they need it in time, they just repossess it off you. You know what I mean?
Just commandeer it.
Yeah, commandeer it. That's it. The word.
It's like that Penhale camp, They sold the Penhale camp because it's like a lot of other bases. They've got asbestos. It's going to cost a lot to clean them up. They don't really know what to do with them, so they go. Anybody want to buy it? And somebody goes and buys it for a song. And then, oh, right, we've cleared our hands of it now. That's nothing to do with us anymore. And it's like then these companies fold because they don't really know what they're doing, and it's like, and then it's just a blot on the landscape that just lives there forever because nobody knows who owns it anymore. And it's like the locals are like, well, that's just falling apart. Why didn't somebody clean it up? Oh, well, it's privately owned now. Nothing to do with the MOD. And it's like, really? Yeah. Charming. It's like if I went out into the field and just dumped a load of rubbish, right? You'd have the bloody council around my house with a order to come to court, yeah. Police, knocking on my door like, excuse me, you've got to come to court because you've got dumping stuff and it's dumping and it's illegal, right? But if you're the MOD, you can dump a whole bloody, hundreds of acres of buildings. Just dump them, yeah. Just dump them. Nobody's going to go knocking on their door saying you have to clean that up.
Have you been down to Chatham Dockyard?
No.
Stead did a vlog. He did a video down. There's a dump where in the 60s, I believe, they dug a big hole and put all the radioactive waste and then just filled it in.
Yes.
And he went down with a Geiger counter and it was picking stuff up.
Yeah. That's
That was
right.
IKS, wasn't it?
Disgusting.
Yeah, IKS.
Yeah, it's absolutely disgusting. I mean, you know, the MOD, they're dirty. They're dirty, and then they, you know, go like, oh, you know, you shouldn't be on our property. But it's like, well, what do? You just take all that radioactive waste, you dump it in the Irish Sea. And you're going, oh, it's all right. You know, it'll be fine. You know, the cans will open and it'll float out, and all the animals will just eat it, and then it'll just become part of the wildlife. Yeah, and then who eats the animals? Humans. Yeah.
It was like that place she was with, exploring with fighters. I can't remember where it was, but it was with exploring with fighters, and you were inside a big ground story area. Sam and Jess were there, and there was cans of and like all chemicals, and it was all leaking out.
Yeah.
And you were saying it was really bad. I can't remember where the place. It doesn't matter where it is, but yeah, that was recently.
Yeah, Reading University. And I think they're a bit embarrassed about it because they've chucked concrete down the vents and they've welded all the doors shut. So they're obviously a little bit, you know, what's in there? And they, rather than deal with it or clean it up or send somebody in to have a look at what's in there, they're like, oh, I tell you what, why don't we just put a big concrete block over it, basically? Why don't we just like hide it and just seal it so nobody can get in there and just we'll forget about that now. We won't talk about it.
Carpet.
That were Reading.
Carpet, basically.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Wow. Crazy.
Yeah. I'm going to get another can of beer. Oh,
I might do the same.
Can three.
I'm just going to
go for
1 minute.
I'm going to have a can 3.
So you're still going to come on Sunday, though, aren't you?
Depends on the weather. Know what I mean? If it's crappy, we're not doing that place you're saying. But if it's somewhere else, yeah, definitely.
Well, I've got a couple. I've got 2 locations in Sheffield. One I don't know about. One I've just found out that it's a go. But if you for Megatron, what we'll do is we'll just go if the water's flowing quick at the beginning, buddy. We don't go in. Simple as that.
Yeah,
Simple,
sounds like a good plan.
Yeah. Have you done Megatron, Matt?
No. We were going to do something the other night, but I just said, you know, didn't sound very good. You know what I mean, don't you, Urban Legend?
Yeah, it's something they got there. They know about it as well, but they don't know where it is or.
If it's been raining,
that underground water system, basically.
Yeah.
You want to stay well clear of stuff if it's been raining, even in the last few days, because you never know whether they could be like reservoirs and they just decide to chuck stuff down. Yeah.
Yeah, because if they let all the water go through all at once, it could flood the system and then the towns get flooded. So, like you say, they could hold it in special reservoirs for wait till the water level drops down, then release it like the next day or something, like you say.
Yeah.
So, flush the system out. You've got to be careful, like Matthew said.
Yeah.
There's a place in Bristol called the Interceptor, and it's a tunnel which apparently, I mean, I'd love to, because there's not much being put out there because I think they don't want to like let people know so they don't go exploring it. But I mean, this goes right down to the River Avon, so it's like the massive river where the boats can come in, and it's a huge, it's probably about 20 foot high or something tunnel, and when they decide to let that go, boosh, that water that comes down there is something else, and that goes all the way into the centre of Bristol. You're talking about 4 miles long tunnel there, just like boom, straight into the middle of Bristol, and it's bloody big. The Interceptor, they call it.
That Interceptor. That was on Mad Max, wasn't it? That was the Interceptor.
That was his car, wasn't it? Jensen Interceptor, I think it was. Or Jensen Interceptor.
It's like that tunnel that you did in Bristol, that off the harbour where the chain goes through the water.
That's right, yeah.
want to do that, mate. And I know it's only when the tidal river fills up, it fills the estuary up, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
there's two sections, and when it starts overflowing, it comes into that the harbour basically. It comes into that docks area. But you've got a river, and then you've got the docks, and the river can obviously be at a different level to the docks because the docks is going to be at the same level all the time.
Yeah. I just love when you've been in with fighters and that, and you've taken the Kraken in there and stuff. I thought it was amazing that. And then they went and you did the other explore that tunnel on the way out with fighters, and they walked up that tunnel to see what were happening at the other end, and it was just the river basically going past, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, crazy stuff like that. The longest underground, or the deepest, longest underground canal tunnel. Stanage.
Yeah, Stanage Tunnel. Yeah, I've been there, buddy, and I've done the video, but I haven't been on a boat. But you guys managed to get your boat underneath the door and everything.
Yeah, we pushed our boat under the door, and we got our heads under there, and then pumped it all up, and sort of like But the maddest bit about that was that it was all like really jagged rocks. Like it's okay to take a canal boat that's got reinforced iron on the side of it, so you can bounce off the sides, which is what they probably do. They just bounce all the way, boom, 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 boom.
They do, yeah.
But like we were going down there, and I was looking at these rocks, and they were like razor sharp rocks. And we had to literally push ourselves off and have our feet hanging out the edge of the boat and kicking off the whole way. And they did spring a leak on that boat, the Kraken, because they were bouncing more than we were. But yeah, I mean, I question the logic of doing some of that, to be honest. But saying that, I was like worried because if we started to go down. If the boat started to go down, we'd have to jump in somebody else's boat. But then somebody said to me, "But it's only a couple of feet deep anyway, so you could actually stand up in it." And I was like, "No, I didn't know that. I thought like we'd be like properly swimming in it, They said, "No, it's only a couple of feet."
Yeah, the canal is usually about 4 foot deep, but I don't know about underneath there though, because these guys have had to dig that out, haven't they, over the years? So I don't know how deep they've actually had to dig to get it deep enough to go through. You know what I mean? It's I don't know. It is. You can stand up in the canal. Yeah, it's only like a meter deep if in its deepest point. But I wanted to go in the water anyway because you were in there in the dark, and it was like when you went through and there was that flap hanging up wall, that bit of rubber. It looked like a piece of I don't know what it was a piece of, but anyway, a piece of rubber hanging down and that, and it was all water were pouring out of it, and them lot got soaked.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. Well, they should have known that there was going to be some of that. They were like shouting and sort of like It's like, well, what do you expect? You bloody want to come in an underground like in the middle of winter as well, not like summertime. If you fall in the water in the summertime, it's not going to be so bad. This is like absolutely freezing. There's snow on the ground outside. And it's like they want to do it in the worst time. If we came out those boats, we'd have been like, bloody hell, the freezing water.
If you came out of them boats, also, there's only gaps every so often where you could get onto the land. But also saying that, them gaps were like a metre up, maybe 2 meters up from the water surface as well. So you couldn't just reach up and get out. So if you did go overboard there, it would be quite bad.
It didn't look good, and I mean, you'd probably get hypothermic, and you'd have to jump from one boat into another and then try and stop that one from touching the sides and try and push your way back, But how do you push your way back? You'd be bouncing and pushing and bouncing, and it's like, oh god, yeah, it's a bit of a funny one. I mean, I don't know quite why we did that, but it was funny, but. I get talked into doing some crazy shit sometimes. It's not necessarily something I would have. I said to them, I don't mind going in a boat, but I don't want to pull your bloody boat because I'm going to end up bouncing. Because if we go in mine, I can go in a straight line. We'll be fine, But like pulling your boat, we're going to be going boing, 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 and we did. That's exactly what happened. Boing, boing, boing.
Yeah,
I don't know about your new boat. I think your new boat would probably pull them a lot better than what your old boat did. But it's like
Yeah.
with your old boat, they were fastened to one side. With your new boat, they'll probably fasten to both sides, won't they? If they were going to pull them.
Well, that's it. Yeah, it did make a great video, said Tracy. But yeah, I mean, but I don't know whether we're becoming bloody what was it? Jackass. You know, he's like, are we explorers or are we trying to be like become Jackass?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
listen, how many people watch Jackass movies? A lot.
lot.
So
Yeah,
it
exactly.
I
doesn't
watched
matter, does it? Because to me, yeah, it's all awesome anyway. You know what I mean? I think you're all cool. You know what I mean? Even fighters and Danny and everybody, and they've all got some good content on there. I know that it's all the same video, but it's from different aspects of it. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
you
You're
use a lot of
interesting.
their footage on your videos. So
Yes.
basically, I just watch your videos so I can see all their footage anyway.
That's true. Yeah, yeah. I mean,
That's
it's
it.
always we always seem to sort of like miss a bit of footage, and I borrow it off somebody else, you know, and that's always good. But yeah,
And yes, it's Paul McCall. I do have a boat, and I did buy it when I saw the Secret Vault video. And no, I haven't been in it yet. I have been in it once, but I haven't been in it properly.
sorry, that's my stuff.
You tested it out though, haven't you, your boat?
Oh yeah, I've tested it out. Yeah, but I've got a video to put up for my boat test. But it's like Secret Vault
Sorry.
when Matt did his video of the his test, he had an electric motor on it and everything, and he was driving down canal and everything, and all nice and quiet and everything. And then he did that one with Jane under Bristol. I was like, what the fuck?
Well, yeah, my electric motor was okay, but you got to have a big battery for it, and it don't last long. You can only go short distances on it. So
Yeah, you need an outboard, don't you? Proper outboard. Tracy,
power.
photography Tracy Jackson is saying Matt is the Bam Margariga. Oh, I can't say his surname. But Bam, the skateboard kid. And there's a new Jackass film called Grandma. I didn't know that. There was Bad Grandpa, wasn't there? But I've not seen Grandma.
Bad grandpa. There's a bad grandma now, is it? I'm going to go and get some tissue paper to blow my nose. Otherwise, I'm going to explode. So,
All right, buddy.
Yeah, so what else is going on in the chat? EWC, hello.
A lot of people in there.
25th like, Urban Legend.
How many likes?
25. I can't see it on here. I'm not on YouTube. I'm just on StreamYard. I'll have a look on here. How many likes are we up to now, everyone?
It's all part of interactive, so you know what I mean? Hit the thumbs up or hit the thumbs down, doesn't really matter.
Smash
just
the
like-
thumbs up, mate.
better.
Smash the thumbs
That's
up.
it.
That's what you need to know.
But it's just the way of letting YouTube know people are watching and interacting with your channel. So, yeah, do any
That's
of
it.
them. It don't cost out, so just hit one of them.
Yeah,
Oh,
and your watch time, buddy, as well. You know what I mean? You're going to be monetized before you get to 1,000.
What you reckon? What
Well,
do you mean
you'll
by
have
that?
your hours there, buddy, doing this. I'm telling you.
Quarter of the way up there in me hours and
Yeah.
gone over 330 odd subs, so doing okay.
Yeah, you're doing great.
You're doing cool.
Uh,
Well, what you need is Matt to promote your channel on his awesome network he's got of all these fans he's got.
oh, we did do last time we came on the live stream, didn't you?
I know.
Done a
Well,
little
we need
video
to-
and
yeah, we need to do something where, you know, like we get together and do a video, and then I can really sort of plug it then, you know.
yeah,
So-
and talk about it on the live stream and stuff. That's what I wanted to do the other night.
Can
with
I
everyone.
can I be involved in that?
Yeah. Well, you drive down this way. Remember, we said if you're coming down,
Yeah.
we'll have to meet up because you're probably up and down the country like multiple times a week, aren't you?
All time, buddy. All time.
Same
Yeah.
day sometimes, isn't it, Urban Lad?
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
We're off to do something quite tame on Thursday. You know, so yeah, I don't know if anybody well, I don't know. Sam and Jess probably like freak out if I start telling people where it is, so I better be careful. But yeah, we were going to do something fairly tame, but like a little house thing on Thursday. But yeah, I mean, it's like I don't mind people coming down on these things. It's just like the only thing I have a bit of an issue with is giving out my telephone number. So I've decided I'm going to get a burner telephone. I'm going to get like a SIM card, and so I can have another phone with me. So like when I go on Explores, if I want to tell people get in touch, then they can just ring that number. But I just won't turn that phone on normally because people will be bloody ringing it all the time. And I'm like,
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
I've had 2 phones for years.
If with your subscribers, buddy, I'd have already had a burner phone.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like I'm going to get a burner phone when I got 20 subscribers, but I thought I'd wait. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You're like a drug dealer. I get my burner phone, but yeah, they're not ringing. They're not ringing for drugs. They're ringing because they want to tell me about something that's in their town. It's like a little explore. Would I come up and do it with them? And it was like, oh yeah, all right, mate.
Yeah, Matt, I just want to ring you and talk to you about anything because you seem an awesome guy. You know what I mean?
There you go. See, we'd be on the phone for hours, and I won't be doing any explores or editing.
Exactly. I mean the what they call it, the Sea Shepherd. I'd love to chat to you about hours about that because I watched. I'm subscribed to. Yeah, I know. I've noticed when you went to get another can, it said Sea Shepherd, and it's like, and I've known that you know the people and stuff, and it's like, it's something that I would love to chat to you about because I'm a vegetarian. I don't, you know what I mean? It's I'd like to talk to you about all that shit.
Yeah, look, take this dirty one off, look, and put a nice new one. Yeah, put a new one on.
So you got some merch.
Sea Shepherd, I love it.
Pop a new one.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice. What are the islands?
The islands on this one. Let's have a look.
It's not the Netherlands, is it, where they do that whale, but where they just beat
the grind. It's the grind.
Yeah.
Oh shit! That's where they beat them whales, isn't it? Where they come in, they're the dolphins.
Hang on, I'll do my.
Where they beat the dolphins up.
That looks really sick.
Operation Bloody Fjords. It's the grind.
That's the one where they go out into sea and beat them, innit?
Beat the dolphins and whales over the head, like
Oh yeah, what a
They say that they go in and they know how to kill them because they can just go in and they can just and just like kill them really quickly. But it's just like these animals are just like flailing around and blood in the water. It's just like the sea is red with blood. It's not.
Is Sea Shepherd still going then?
Yeah.
Still floating about and all that. Yeah, active.
Yeah.
Have they still got the 2 boats? I mean, last boat
they got more boats than that. They got more boats than that. Yeah, they got a lot of boats.
The Steve Irwin before he gave loads of money, didn't he, to him before he passed away?
There's the Sam Simon, I think, is another one. I got a feeling there's one called the Bridget Bardot as well, but don't quote me on that. But
these gave money to them to beat dolphins up.
Yeah. No. But what they do is in the fjords in the Netherlands. What they do is that they herd all the dolphins and whales and stuff up with the boats throughout the fjords, and they get them to the beach themselves because they've got all these little boats in the water, and then all the families, there's kids and everything that go in, and like they're just stabbing the fucking dolphins and shit, and it's wrong. Excuse my French, you know what I mean? I don't mean to. It's like, honestly,
I eat fish, but
I mean, I'm a pescatarian. I do eat fish. I'm a vegetarian, but I eat fish, so I'm a pescatarian. But I only eat cod and haddock wrapped in batter served with chips. But
mammals, they're not fish. They're highly evolved, highly aware.
Wow.
you know, they're like us. They've got a good idea of what's going on around them, you know, and they feel pain. And a lot of that stuff is just kind of like, you know, it's like if you or I went with a machine gun round the park and just rounded everybody up and just like got them in the corner and just started stabbing them, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's
You know?
unnecessary suffering.
Yeah,
Into
it
that.
is. I mean, if you get a chance to watch, I mean, they used to follow Sea Shepherd. It were on Sky, and they go and they do whale wars. It were called, and they used to go out there and that, and they used to stop the Chinese people from getting the whales, and
Japanese.
it were absolutely amazing. Throwing perfume bombs on the boat and stuff, and it was just
Yeah.
it was just so cool. You know what I mean? To see. I mean, unfortunately, sometimes they did like catch a whale, and then you've got that to deal with. But
Yeah.
it would just it's an amazing, honestly, it's an amazing thing to watch. I mean, I follow them on Facebook and stuff like that, and YouTube and stuff. But
I mean, the people of the Faroe Islands where they do the grind, I mean, they consider that it's part of their tradition, you know, like their families, you know, many generations back have done this. But I mean, you know, it doesn't seem to sort of like fit in a modern world, like, you know, sort of like a sort of a nice way to kill animals. And but they say, well, you know, what they do is they reckon they keep all the meat and they, you know, procure, you know, dry it, and then they can eat it for the next year and stuff. But you got the Japanese, right? I mean, like that it's not right. I don't agree with it, right? What they do there, but at least they're trying to kind of keep that meat and eat it, you know, and it goes back as a tradition. Yeah, you got the Japanese, they're just doing it because they don't like being told not to do it. Yeah. So they're just doing it just to go like, well, we're not going to be told what to do. So you're going back to like, you know, sort of it's almost like as if, well, you know, is Emperor Hirohito there? And are we going to like, you know, start, you know, doing bloody you know, bombing and like from World War II, you know, it's like they don't like being told what to do. So it's like we're going back to this kind of like we're going to do it because we can and you can't stop us. And it's like, yeah, but is it right? Is it right or is it wrong? What they're doing is they're taking dolphin meat and they're trying to push it on kids in school. Kids in school don't want it. It tastes like shit. Right? It's full of mercury. It's really bad meat, you know, to be honest. I mean, the best place for dolphin meat is on dolphins swimming around. It's not good.
I've never tried it,
you
but
know.
I don't want to.
Yeah, I mean, you know, and it's like they want whale meat, and it's like the Japanese people don't really want it, right? They actually kill this stuff, and it goes into warehouses, and it gets thrown away. It doesn't get eaten. I mean, they're trying to push this agenda of like we're going to have this whale meat, and we're going to have this dolphin meat. At the same time, the Japanese have got like theme parks with dolphins and whales, saying how much we love them and all this sort of stuff. And behind the scenes, it's like then they do this shit, you know, like killing them and trying to put them on people's plates. And it's like, we love them, you know, it's like, we love the dolphins. It's like, oh yeah, but behind the scenes, yeah, we just knock them on the head and just like, you know, cut them up and try and put them on the plate. Yeah.
Someone must be making money out of it somehow.
It's not good meat. It's really not good meat as well. You know, it is not good meat to eat, dolphin meat. You know, it's not very nice stuff. Tasteless crap. You know, I know, you know, people who've sort of said like, well, compare dolphin meat with other meat. It's like rubbish. You know, but the Japanese are like, we're going to have it. You know, because we can. We want dolphins. We want whales. We want anything that comes out of the ocean. We want it. You know.
What do you think of that cave is showing you up, that map?
What's that, sorry?
Night. Remember that map was showing you of the underground cave system?
Oh, yeah.
What do you think of that place? You're up for that one day?
Well, if it can come off, yeah. I'll be up for it, yeah.
That one's a bit awkward because you've got to get in there at a certain time because outside's being used for something and you can't really go in while it's being used.
Yes,
but
I understand,
you can sneak out while it's being used and only tell you
Is
to
that
leave.
near you, Urban Legend?
Pardon?
Is that near you?
Yeah, not too far from me. That's the cave that Miner went to with Antonio the other week.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, that place.
Okay. When are you thinking of going there?
I'm not too sure yet. It's just when these guys come up from the south.
Yeah.
Well, I'm up for doing your long tunnels, but I'm not sure I can do like several miles of underground long tunnels.
No, I found that 7 mile one is supposed to be 5 miles long now, so it's gone a bit shorter. That's there and back.
Because I'm thinking, how long is this going to take to do? Because it's like that's going to be a bloody long video. That's going to like put Paris catacombs like in the pale, isn't it?
Yeah. But if we're walking at 3 miles an hour, and it's got to take a couple of hours, isn't it, there and back? I'd say.
Well, as long as it's not too strenuous or arduous or mad, because like the Paris catacombs, I found out that we had to have waders on, and it was like, I had to crawl through spaces with a bag on my back, and in the end, the bag was weighing me down so much. I was so dead. I was physically dead, but I just had to like fight through it, because it was just arduous. It was just totally arduous. So if it's just walking along straight passageways where you can stand up, because that was the other thing in Paris catacombs. I was bloody hunched over, like having to bend my knees and hunch over with a bag on my back, and it was just like in the end of it, it was just like the whole of my body was just like dead.
Was it small tunnels in Paris mainly?
Some of it, yeah. You had to like bend over, kneel down, crawl. We were crawling through sewage, we were crawling through puddles and crawling through the small holes, and it's just like you just have to say, I'm just gonna not think about how I'm feeling about this right now. I'm just like, because I just don't want to really be here right now. But there's no way. I've got to continue because there's no way out. It's just like just grin and bear it. But it was not. It wasn't enjoyable. That's the thing. See, I want to do these explores if they're doable, not like painful. Yeah, I don't want to do painful explores. I want to do doable explores.
I think the best thing what I'll have to do is that place I told you about is go down and check it out myself. I know people have done it in the past and what it's like, but
yeah, you have a look.
Their videos and stuff like that. You got to know whether you need, like you say, waders or not. But the first time I'm going down there, I'm taking waders anyway, just in case.
Yeah, we weren't prepared as well. That was the thing. Nobody told us what we needed for Paris catacombs. I was just like, Paris catacombs, we're going to just walk around tunnels a week. It was like nobody told me that we needed waders. And all the Germans turned up and they were all wearing waders. They were like, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, didn't you know? And I'm like, no, because the people I'm with just said, yeah, let's go to Paris catacombs. It'd be great fun. And it's like, then we turn up there and it's like, oh, shit. And even the fact that I brought my big bag, because I just thought we'd be walking. That'd be fine if we're walking. But nobody tells me you've got to bloody duck down like this and you'd be walking for like half an hour like this, and it's like by the time you get up, your neck's bloody feels like it's snapped,
Yeah, it gets me across my shoulders if I'm doing that for too long, walking. If you got to give them as well, they weigh a bit, and the lights and that, and
having to crawl for 20 minutes, on hands and knees, but you haven't got any. You haven't got any. I didn't have any knee pads. Right. So you just literally sort of like doing it on your knees, and it's like, yeah. It wasn't. I got to say, I'm glad I did it, but it's probably one of the most exerting and uncomfortable things I've done in my life.
Oh, well, thanks, Matt. All I can say is that I'm not doing the catacombs.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Oh, bye, Airbex on Earth. He said he's going. Great to see you. Got to go now.
Cheers, mate. What we'll do is, Matt, what we'll do is, when you go to do that thing with Legend, I'll come, and then when it gets too strenuous, when they're walking the other 3 miles, me and you will just sit down and we'll just chat, man. We'll just chat.
We'll sit down and we'll chat, and what we'll do is tell them to take a bit of video at the end, and then I'll dub it over like as if it's my video, and
the end. That's it, yeah. And I'll dub it with your voice. on my
Mm.
video. We're like, cool.
Yeah, we just sit there and chat, and we'd be like, "Look at them idiots gone up there like for 3 more miles,
Yeah, 3 more miles, and
3
we'll be
more
there.
miles of tunnel." What score is going to see is going to be tunnel, 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 tunnel,
Hello,
tunnel,
Urbexa.
tunnel,
Nice to
tunnel,
see you
tunnel.
in.
Yeah.
Urbex just came in,
Oh,
yeah.
Hey, Alexi.
Urbexy.
Tracy's saying she's bought the same bag as you, Matt, and it's too heavy.
It gets rougher as you get older. No, I've been a miserable git since I've been young. I don't like sports or anything competitive or anything that means you have to like work really hard at it. Bollocks to that. I mean, you give me, people are like, oh, I want to go walk up the Brecon Beacons. I'm like, fuck that. Excuse my language. I'm like, nah, what do you want to walk up there for? I want a scrambler bike. I want to scramble up there on a bike. I get up there in an hour. You're going to take 6 hours. I'll be up there in an hour. And then I can come down and you'll be stuck in the rain and I'll be back having a cup of tea. That's my sort of like thing is like, let's get some electric, some petrol on this. I don't want to be like using physical crawl energy, crawl down, crawling down a hole. Bollocks to that.
Yeah, I've got one there. It goes on for quite a while. Like you say, it's a crawler, about 3 foot tall it is. But saying that, I've got this little mini moto bike there. So I was thinking if I can get that down in the tunnel, get that going, camera on, helmet on, choom, down the tunnel and see what happens.
Yeah.
Just let's hope there's not a drop where they go.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't want to be like Duke Boom.
But yeah, I think that'll make a really good film. That.
I think standing up is like a luxury. It's like standing up, and I'm happy. But somebody said to me the other day, "Do you want to come down this like thing?" And I said, "Well, are there any crawl spaces?" And he said, "Yes." And I'm like, okay. And he's like, "Have I got to bend over for ages?" And he's like, "Well, a little bit, but not too much." I'm like, "That means yes." So it's like, and I was just like, "Yeah, you're not selling me on this now, right? This is like this is like a potholing basically, isn't it?" And he was like, "Well, no, not really. It's sort of, but if you could do this, then you could do other things." I'm like, I don't want to be like, if I could do this. I know I can crawl around places. I just don't enjoy it. It's like, this is for people who like that sort of shit. Ian wanted me to crawl through a pipe this big. He goes, "Oh, go on. Everybody's done it. It's called like the horrible pipe or something, Or they
I've seen that one.
And I'm like, nah, I don't want to do it. And it's like, I can do it, but do I really want to be going, I guess, for 20 minutes up like a pipe? You know what I mean? Not really. I've seen you do it. I've enjoyed your video.
Yeah, you can go around the other way though, can't you? And come out the other side anyway.
Yeah, but I mean, I'd much rather watch him doing it, or his mates doing it, than me having to do it. It's not that I can't do it. It's like, do I really want to do it? Not really. No.
Matt, have you done the forts on the Thames?
On the River Thames?
Yeah. The
things I was talking about last week.
Talking about the Medway.
To look like something off
War of the Worlds.
War of the Worlds, that's it. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Yeah.
Are you getting mixed up with the red sand forts, or because the ones that are on the River Thames are more like spit forts?
The ones that they're on like towers and that.
Yeah, just outside the Thames, basically on the sea.
Are they on the sea, out into the sea? Yes,
out in the sea. I think it's the
that's red sands.
Ones. Yeah,
red sands forts. I want to do them, and somebody I know was wanting to do them in a tiny boat, like the tiny boat I've got. And he went in my big boat, and we went on the River Severn to go over to Flatholme Island. And we went over there, and it was a little bit bumpy. And then when we came back, oh boy, we all had a big lesson in how the sea can change and what it can do. And I said, so would you want to go out now in a small boat and seeing what you've just seen here? And he said, nah. And I said, yeah, it kind of is a sobering experience, isn't it? To kind of realize these waves are a lot bigger than this boat. And if the engine stops, those waves are coming in the boat. Wow. And then you've got to think about staying alive, It's like, wow. And he was like, yeah, And I said, so you're not going to do it in that small boat now, are you? And he goes, no. And I said, yeah, you're going to have to, and you need more than one boat. You need two boats, really, don't you? You need a safety boat. You need your boat and another boat, because if your boat goes wrong, everyone's going to have to jump in the other boat. You know, it's like, you got to think about these things, or you could have a bloody big boat that's well above these waves, because these waves, which are quite small for small boats, are big, you know. So in normal conditions, these waves are quite small, because, you know, people who go out to these places, you see them all the time, like, oh, we took these people out there. Look at the size of those boats. They're like, you know, they're 10 feet out the bloody water, those boats. You know, they're 10 feet draft, like, you know, 4 feet in the water, 6 feet up, you know. I mean, like my boat is 2 feet out the bloody water, you know. It's like, it's a totally different animal.
Yeah.
So, you know,
It's
got
not
to think about
hospitable
things.
when you're in it.
Yeah.
But when you think the waves can go up to 20 foot high, if not even higher, you know what I mean? And you're in your little boat there like that. And you're looking at that and they're just coming down, yeah, you're thinking, oh dear, really, aren't you?
But,
Yeah,
but-
it's definitely EWC's done it. There's definitely a Jaws reference in there.
yeah, that's all I've been thinking about if I want boat, like, doo-dum, 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 doo-dum. He's like, oh shit. Vault, doesn't
Yeah.
River Seven have that bar that goes up there?
The seven bore, yeah, exactly. You
Yeah,
know, so-
exactly. You don't know when that's going to come down, do you?
well, yeah, because they know exactly when that's going to come. But I mean, you get smaller versions of it, you know, throughout the year, because I didn't realize that when the tide is going out towards the sea, it's a lot easier. But when the tide's coming in, it's a lot rougher, you know. I didn't realize that. There's little things that you've got to kind of like, you know, get your head round. And if you know, if somebody teaches it to you, you're probably going to forget it. But when you actually go out in the wrong time, you're never going to forget that.
Yeah.
That is going to be imprinted in you. You're going to be, right, yes, I understand now. I understand.
It's like when you did when the fighters did the live streams and stuff like that about you going back to that island that you went on and you left Proving Demons and that there.
Yeah.
And when you were so cool, calm, and collected, you were so in there. You was in the zone. You knew what you were talking about. You knew what was happening. You knew what were going to go on. You messaged the Coast Guard and everything. And that when the police boat came and that you were all like relaxed and everything. And it's like, I would have been shitting myself, buddy, for that, because you was only in a little boat, buddy. And it's like, the waves were like, that Steve Ronan, he were wet through, buddy, when he got that dog.
Yeah, well, the thing is, right? I mean, there's different types of waves, and that's something you've got to learn. Is like they have the height of the wave, which is obvious. That's the height of the wave, but the really important thing is what's known as the period, which is the time to the next wave. The time, right? If the time is short, that's a very dangerous type of wave, because if they're big enough and they're short, it means you're bouncing. But if it's big, but maybe 20 seconds, it means you're just going slowly up over 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And slowly down over 10 seconds, which is gentle. That's nothing. Now, that's the sort of conditions we had that night. The waves were big, and we were going up, and we were going down. But the period was so long that it was fine. What you've got to watch is when you've got bigger waves in a shorter period, or shorter waves in a very short period, because then they're quite aggressive, and what can happen is your boat can tip into the wave and it can flop over the front, you know. So those are the types of things, you know. It's a lot more energy. They say it's a lot more energy in a short period per wave. If the period is longer, you can have much higher waves, but if the period is very long, you could have like, you know, 7 foot, 10 foot waves. If they're 30 seconds apart, it doesn't matter, because you're just going to go up them and down them. It doesn't matter. But when you put, you know, 30 foot waves, you know, with 7 seconds apart, they're literally rolling in the boat. You're dead. So it's like, you know, it's a whole different game. So,
but saying that, what Yorkshire lad was saying before, how you kept your calm. If you don't keep your calm, you got to have at least someone to keep the calm, else if they all start panicking, it just gets worse and worse.
Yeah.
No matter how bad it is, you always got to have at least a calm head between you all, just to calm things down a bit.
Well, I did warn them, right? I mean, I got to say, I mean, I'm not trying to say like, nah, but I did warn them. I said earlier on in the day, I said, the weather conditions don't look good, and we are way too late, because this is the thing, see, I mean, they like to get up at 10 in the morning and maybe be on target by about 12, and then, you know, be in the boat by about 2. That's like, no, that's just wrong. You just, you know, you've wasted it. You just don't bother, because you're not, by the time you get there, you know, you've got to come back. And that's exactly what happened. By the time we got there and we had a quick look around and we decided we couldn't even get on the island, it was 5 o'clock. It was getting dark. It was winter time.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was like, you know, we had to come back. And it was like, you know, why even bother putting the boat in the water? You know, it's a waste of time.
Yeah.
But they wanted to go and have a look. But I said, well, you do realize when it gets dark, we're going to have to do 2 trips to get you there, 2 trips to get you back. So I'd explained all this to them, and then when the reality of it kicked in, it's like, oh shit, it's really, really weird and scary on the water in the dark, isn't it? And I'm like, yeah, yep, yeah. And they were like, oh, these waves are really bad. And I said, no, they're not. They're no worse than they were earlier on in the day. They're exactly the same. You know, and they were like, no, it's much worse. It's much worse. I said, no, it's not. And they said it took much longer to get back than when we went. I said, no, it didn't. We actually did better time coming back later on. It was actually the waves had calmed down later on, but you're freaking out and you're going, ah, and it's like, so you're going mad because you're thinking it's dark and these waves, and it seems much more than it was. Actually, it was easier at night than it was in the day. The waves are worse in the day. But it didn't seem like that. It seemed like the complete reverse to them, because they weren't used to it and they weren't seeing it straight, you know. I mean,
and you had night vision.
Yeah, I mean, without that, I mean, it would have been a bit hard. But that just goes to show, people with boats, they don't have night vision. You know, people who are out in boats, they don't have night vision. They might have a GPS saying, you know, go this way, go that way, which I also had. You know, we had a GPS, so I knew where I was going. But ultimately, at night on a boat, it's just you standing there looking at a load of flashing lights, and there's a red light and a green light, and you know, you're just out there looking at a GPS and a load of, what are these lights? And you know, but you can't see what the hell, you cannot see what's going on. You can't see the waves, you can't see anything, you can't see what's going on.
No,
you can't. Yeah.
You know, you're like flying blind. You're flying blind. You know, you kind of got your instruments, but as far as your eyes go, there's no point looking out the window unless you think you're going to hit an iceberg, you know, and you can see it. You know, it's like, there's not much going on really out that window. But with the night vision, yes, I could see a little bit. But there's not many boats carry night vision.
No.
Coast Guard, so you don't know, that's about it.
We had an advantage. I said this to the police, you know. They said, "Oh, at least you got lights on your boat," which were like these little crappy lights we put on the boat, you know. And we had a big torch on the front, but you know, the torch couldn't see anything because it's all misty, and you're just blind because it only goes like 20 feet in front, and you're just blind by the light. So you're better off turning that light off. And I was using the night vision; it was better. Because it was you're just blinded. You just can only see a certain distance in front of you. You can't see anything else. Just turn it off. I'll use the night vision. It's better. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can once your eyes have adjusted a bit to the dark, but you still, if you're not used to it, don't go out at night on the sea. I'm just looking at the chat. I think Tracy's gone. Tracy, the photographer lady, she's gone to bed. Wee man's
Tracy
in.
Urbeck's photographer, Tracy Jerbenjack's photography. She's got 2 names that represent what she does in the name.
Yeah,
it's Tracy Urban
Tracy
Photography, Jackson Urban Photography. bit of a long name.
Yeah, and then Carl's getting confused. Who's in and who's gone? Donna
Witchy Donna, is it? Winnie Witch.
That one, yeah.
Winnie Witch.
Yeah, and Wee Man's in as well. Hello, Wee Man.
Yeah.
I've seen him about as well.
That's for a Jackass reference, isn't it, Wee Man?
I think he's
a Wee Man in that.
If you're not subscribed to him, don't type it in on YouTube because all you get is a little midget on the screen and stuff, and it's not that guy. You know?
Yeah, you get a midget covered in shit because of a toilet that like spilled on him and stuff.
Yeah, and
Yeah, I remember that on the bungee.
bungee cords and stuff.
Yeah, didn't they put Wee Man in a toilet and then like fired it on a bungee cord and it like so that all the shit would go over him or something like
I
that?
want that Steve-O that they did that. Steve-O they did that.
Steve-O.
With.
Yeah.
Steve-O
It's like
did that.
bubbles and a
Yeah,
thong.
but with the song on, and they put him in a bungee thing from a train. Yeah.
One of those plastic toilets, you know, with a little, you know, like
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, one of them.
Yeah,
And they were like,
covered in shit. Yeah, right.
Many years ago, where there's a music fest up here in Manchester, and it was closing, end of the show, end of the night, basically, and everyone's walking away, and of course they've got these big spotlights with big generators on the bottom going away, and people were walking down the path. It was all lit up like that, so it was like 5 or 6 of us all together, just teenage lads having a laugh. So we decided to turn the lights off because they had the keys in to turn the generators off. So we kept on turning the lights off, and they all lighted down. Then you could see the security coming towards us from where we came from. So we decided to keep them going down this car park, and in the middle of the car park, there must have been about 10 to 20 Portaloos. So we thought it was a great idea to run behind them and push them over. Some went over the dick lightly, and some went over with a bit of a push. Yeah, so
those had people in, yeah. They had people in them.
People in, yeah. So we had to keep on running rather fast because we had a big crowd of us all running after us. So, yeah, it was a bit of a crazy time back then.
So people covered in shit because of you, and they couldn't even get out because the door was facing down to the ground and you'd pushed them over and the door could open. Nice one.
Yeah.
The blue
I'm sorry if any of you're watching this who it happened to, but I'm sorry. It was just a kid.
You're going to get some karma for that.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, Will.
And you want to go down to see us? Oh, your karma's coming. Your karma's coming.
So. Yeah, but it was one of
them. Get one of those eels, one of those turd eels are going to like swim in your mouth and like go down your throat.
Oh, like on In Between Us, wasn't it, when it came down the slide?
Oh God. Yeah.
Cool,
so how long you guys are going to be staying on for? But I'm going to need to get another beer.
Enough for 4 minutes, so that's it really.
Oh, I put chemical weapon in.
Is that Yakult?
Yeah, chemical weaponry.
Bacteria, that isn't it? Basically, Yakult.
Yep.
It's what? Sorry.
Yakult's a bacteria, isn't it? Based.
It is. Yeah.
Drink. Yeah.
I used to drink them, and they are good, to be honest. They used to sort me out. Yeah, I used to lost all my pods and everything. They're like, I don't know.
My missus makes her own Yakult. She does. She's got this bacteria that goes into milk and stuff, and she leaves it for 38 hours, I think it is. Not 48, 38. And then it changes it into something different. And then she shakes it and drinks it, and it's cool. And I'm like, I don't think so.
Off milk.
She should just drink her own urine. That would probably be easier.
I've said that to her, yeah. I've even said to her, why didn't you drink my urine? But she didn't want to do that.
That's for a different YouTube channel.
I'll sell her my urine if she wants. She can wash it and shower in it.
That's it,
yeah. Who needs merch when you can sell your own urine?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Buy a bottle of this instead.
Matt, do you do merch?
Merch? I thought you were going to say urine then. Urine therapy. No, I don't do the merch. It's not because I'm adverse against the concept of merch. It's just because I don't want the hassle of all sorting it out and sending it out and things like that. I mean, maybe one day what I'll do is I'll get a company which are called like a completion company. And what you do is you just you say, oh, there's my design, and then they handle it all. You can buy it from them. They make the money. Yeah, they make the money and they do it and they send it out. If there's any problems, you speak to them. But
Yeah.
the trouble is, it's like when you get returns and people are not happy with something and all this, and it's just, it's like with computers, I trying to get myself out of doing computer repairs because people are like, oh, it was working fine, and then you did this, and I was like, fuck off. You know what I mean? I've just put you an SSD hard drive in there. I've expanded your memory. I've reinstalled the operating system from scratch. I've put all your software back on you, and you're saying it don't work. It worked better before, did it?
What you need to say
why did I just put a hammer through it then and just hand it back to you, and now it works even better? Yeah.
This guy here, Barry Little, does merch. He can do all that for you.
I am?
There we are, Matt. I can do for you, bud. Even send them out. Hey.
He's the guy to go for your merch. He does loads of people's merch.
Maybe one day. But like I say, I mean, I'm not a very commercial. I'm not very competitive, and I'm not very commercial. And I hate. In some ways, I kind of like. It makes me cringe the idea of like seeing people wearing like things that have got my name on it and stuff, because I just like doing the explores. I don't want to see people like becoming cult members and sort of like, Scientology, like, oh, Matthew Williams, look, I wear your t-shirt. It's like, I don't know, it's something.
Yeah,
this is why I have
Church of Matthew Williams.
Look, I tell you what, don't wear the t-shirt, right? If you want to be like the cult of Matthew Williams, just smack your tooth out right in front, just bang it out, yeah, and just like, so you got a big gap. Then I will know that you're a true disciple of the Matthew Williams. Yeah, right? It's like just smack it out. Yeah.
Put it in my PayPal. Put it in my PayPal.
We'll see how disciplined you are and how dedicated.
Yes. Aye. Can I just
people might want your stuff, buddy, because you're just like awesome. You know what I mean? You're there. You are at the point that people want to be at, and you're a mentor to a lot of people out here. You know what I mean? And it's
that's what worries me. That's what worries me.
I would wear a t-shirt with your face on, but it'd have to be a big fucker because I'm a big lad.
Well, or maybe if you're a big lad, it would only have to be a small one, because by the time it's stretched round, it would be a big one then. So I'd look a bit strange. I'd look Chinese. I'd be like yes. Sorry, if you're a big lad, I don't know.
I can't wait till I meet you.
I think we're being kicked out. Yeah,
no video involved. We're just going to sit down and chat for hours and hours. I'm telling you.
I think somebody's kicking us out. Yeah.
Matthew's picked up, getting kicked out.
The landlord's kicking us out. Look.
Anyone else going on the live stream tonight?
On your live.
What's that?
Am I going live? Am I going live? Oh, come on. I got one can of beer left, and I don't know. I'll tell you what I've got. I have got a video I've just put out, which I've just uploaded, but I can put that out and do a premiere, and then I can talk to people in the thing, but it's not as live as you want it. But
is that like a chat thing? I've never been on a premiere. Is that where you like responding comments and stuff? Yes.
But at least I don't have to get like paralytic and do stupid things where I have to take the video down at the end of it, because I've ended up like,
Yeah, what's that one?
So you want a t-shirt? You want a t-shirt of me like standing up in front of my camera and my genitals hanging out? Yeah, accidentally.
Yeah. We've all seen that. We've all seen that video.
That's the t-shirt you want, really? Yeah. Somebody's probably got a copy of it out there somewhere.
I just remember Ian shouting at you.
That picture on, and just have it all blurred out of that, like Secret Vault's genitals, and have it blurred out the pixelated bit.
Yeah. Well, that might work quite well, because it probably pixelated, probably looked like it was a bit bigger than it actually was. Yeah. But
Well,
Martin
even-
Zero and all these other people, they don't have this problem because they don't like take their camera in the bath with them, and they don't think it's like a good idea. I don't like take them in the bath with me because it would just be like really relaxed, and I could just have a really nice time, and I can talk to them in a relaxed environment. It's okay until somebody tells you that the camera was actually seeing more than I was seeing, because I was seeing a little window like this, and it was seeing this big, which was including my bits. So I just twice this has happened now, and I swear to you, it was not intentional.
Here, Matt,
I've noticed on that.
we all saw it.
Yeah,
I noticed on the DJI Pocket, when you're looking at the screen, like you say, it's only showing you this window unless you
Only
go
shows you
into
this bit,
settings.
yeah.
You've got to go into the settings, then flick it across to get the right settings to show you the right picture
Show
what
you
you're
the
actually seeing on the
widescreen
screen.
version. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do keep it in that small one because I know that it's going to be seen a bit more to the left and right, which I think, well, as long as I'm on target, that's the main thing. Yeah, as long as I know I'm on target. Yeah.
There's a question for you, Matt, in the chat. Before
I have no idea what the chat is, by the way, folks, because I'm only looking at this window here. So if you've been sending me messages, sorry.
Yeah, Carl Hensel.
Explorer McCall, how's the Halloween party? Oh God, yeah. See, there we are. There's another one. This was classed as X-rated, according to a lot of people that I knew. They were like, "Oh, you can't show that," because there were youngsters had been invited, unbeknownst to me. We all were live streaming and having a great time and getting pissed, and like, you know, we had weapons and, you know, like, you know, sort of like my fake pistol thing. I think I got up here. I took this along and it was like, yeah, it was like, yes, it's airsoft. It was like, oh, have some of that, you know. It was like messing about. But the thing is, people were going, you know, but who are these like youngsters there? And I said, I don't know. And it's like, so I said, well, who are you? You know, how old are you? And it was like, oh, I'm 13. And I was like, well, who are you with? And it's like, well, I'm with my dad. And then some people saying, oh, you can't be associated with this because it's like there was somebody dressed in suspenders and he had his balls hanging out, right? And it was like, and that was not intentional. I didn't know that was going to happen. You know, he was like a bloke who just decided to dress at a Halloween party with suspenders, but he had like a G-strap, but it was like so tight that you could see his balls. Yeah. So, I mean, like somebody said, well, this is not acceptable sort of, you know, thing to have around young children. And I'm like, yeah, that's fair enough. So I have sort of edited it, but people said you just don't want to put that out. So it's a sherbet sweet. I don't know. I thought it was funny myself. I've got a rather dark sense of humor, but people can get a bit funny when it's like youngsters, and I understand that because I didn't really want to be in that sort of party because that was a pretty mad party, you know. So, yeah,
sounds it.
Yeah.
Well, you know, we were just messing about, having a laugh, but you know, when there's beer and, you know, weaponry and it's a Halloween party, you know, you don't expect it to be a late night Halloween party with, you know, kids around, but yeah.
No.
So
Matthew, are you doing your premiere or not?
Shall I? It's ready.
Apparently that place got burnt down recently as well.
No.
I think, Matt, I think you should just do a live because you're awesome, and just do a live because you're you, and then just involve us so we can come on and involve ourselves in your live.
They always get deleted though afterwards because I'm never sure whether it's a good idea to keep them up, so I always delete them. So
yeah, well, we know you're not in Bath, so you're all right.
Not in the bath, yeah.
No, you're not in the bath.
But if I do a live, it's going to be on till 3 in the morning. You know, it's going to be like a till 3 in the morning experience, you see, if I do a live. So why don't I try and like do one a bit earlier tomorrow rather than like it's going to be a 4 in the morning experience.
Are you doing a StreamYard one tomorrow?
I don't know. I could do.
Can we be involved in your StreamYard one tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, I've not done it on StreamYard before.
StreamYard is epic.
seems to work quite well. So
It
yeah.
does, yeah, very well,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's really stable, actually, isn't it?
As long as we can be involved in it, buddy, that's cool.
All right then. So should we set it for tomorrow, but at a more reasonable time, like so maybe 8 o'clock in the evening or something?
That's cool with me.
Yeah, sounds cool to me. That.
You're gonna be all right.
That's cool with me, buddy. Yeah.
We're gonna carry
Yeah,
on the
that
match tomorrow then.
exclusive on my channel. Secret
Right.
Vault live tomorrow.
Set
8
appointment
o'clock.
for tomorrow at 5 p.m.
5 p.m.
Live stream with StreamYard.
Okay, live stream with StreamYard tomorrow at 5 p.m. Do you want to save that?
Yes. Why?
All right, I added it.
Why does she say when I said live stream and it says live stream? It says oh, hang on, what happened then? It says live stream, right? And then she says live stream, but it's LIVE. It's not live. Anyway,
Because
whatever.
he's not a human.
Right, I'm going to end it now anyway. Thanks
End
for
it.
everyone.
Cheers, everyone.
When I
guys,
end the broadcast, can you stay in, Matthew, a minute, please?
I can do, yeah. But Urban Lad, have you ever typed in you want to go to Reading and it says Reading, 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 and then it says reading, and then it says Reading on Google Maps? It goes, your turn to Reading, your turn to Reading, your turn to reading, your turn to Reading. And it's like, where did that come from? What's wrong with this woman? So anyway, yeah.
Listen, Matt, I don't have a woman's voice though because I don't trust her.
All right, it's a man's voice, is it?
Man's voice, yeah.
Mhm.
All right, take care, guys. Thanks
All
for that.
always.
Cheers,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Thank
See you
very
later.
much for watching you
Cheers.
Thanks everybody
See
in
you
the
later.
chat.
guys.
You
Matthew.
all. I'll speak to you soon, guys. Check
Cheers,
it out.
everyone.
Thanks. Thanks everyone joining in and hitting the like buttons and the down buttons. Thanks very much. See you all later. Goodbye.